Audio's there. All right, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the delayed start. You know, it's Sunday. Gotta chill a bit. Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the audio is clean. And yo, Brago. Oh well, first of all, thank you guys for tuning into Voice of All Things this week, episode 22. We just crossed where I would say that I definitively started YouTube in October this time last year. My YouTube channel predates that a little bit, but that's just me uploading TikToks onto my YouTube. This is when I was like, you know, hey, let me try out YouTube. Let me focus here. And so given that anniversary a little bit, you know, no better guest to have on than B.D.A. Law, Brago D. Ace. So, you know, Brago, say hi to everybody.
What's poppin'? Appreciate you having me, bro. That's dope though. A year later. I guess let me ask you before we get started.
Yeah.
What's something you wish you knew a year ago?
Something.
What would you do differently?
Oh, that's a tough
knowing all that you learned over the past year. What would you do differently if you knew it?
Honestly, I think a lot of my community knows this, that whenever I do something, it's very calculated, right? Like all my videos connect for a reason. So when I did start, I started with elemental hockey, and I had a whole different video that was starting on moon and sun lore. And honestly, in hindsight, I could have started with that one too, but I wanted to do elemental hockey and hockey stuff because Vegapunk was coming into the picture. I felt like Vegapunk was coming in, and a year later we're getting Vegapunk. So it's that's where I started. And I think my main thing, if I were to start from the beginning, it would be, and I think you told me this too. It was just you know, not being more, making my things more exciting for everybody, right? I think that was something where it's you know, between thumbnails and titles and whatever. And then that's truthfully from your advice, I came into the reverie and I was just Zoro's a plant, Vanderdecken's a mushroom, as Mihawk is a sword, and you know, that's what did you just say? You know, that kind of exciting thing. And so if I had started from the very beginning, I would have focused more on those fun taglines, you know, where I think right now I focus on making people laugh, making people smile, and I didn't exactly start in that spot. I was more serious, and not serious isn't a bad thing, but being more relaxed. I think that was the main thing. And you really, you know, when we first collabed and then thereafter in the conversations, it was, and with various creators, it was kind of you know, talking about how, you know, you just got to be genuine, do what makes you happy, put out what makes you happy. Even if the community, it's not you know, every video is a banger per se. It's as long as you're happy with it, as long as you're putting your person into it, that's all you need, right? And I think I should have started there, and I think I got there really quickly. You know, that being said, this is 3 months. If we rewind back from when I started, 3 months later, that's when you reached out to me and we talked, and I had my first collab out. So, that's definitely something that was a toughie. That was you would start it that way.
I mean, I had to. Now it's dope. It's dope to see how far you've come in a year, and that, you know, I'm honored. I'm here to somewhat celebrate that with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this is something I've said, and I want to tell the chat this too. I think one of the things I respect about Brago is, I think amongst all the creators, in terms of if you're looking for One Piece content, and you know, I may post once a week, or I have a stream once a week, it's Brago's channel is for he's the most consistent, but also the highest quality at the same time. Even hitting me with that question at the very beginning, that's the bread and butter of his channel, where it's it doesn't matter what happens in the chapter or what's being discussed, he somehow makes it calm, soothing discussion, something interesting to think about. And that's honestly difficult, especially towards the end of Wano. There was you know, so much not negativity, but not a lot of people were happy. But then you go into your channel and it's you focused on something how does this make you feel? What did you think about it? You make people critically think about things like that. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's just a lot of times negativity is popular.
mhm,
You know what I mean? Where it's people kind of feed off of it. It's like it's easy to post a quick negative grab, attention grab, and focus on it. I think especially with what we talk about with One Piece and this manga, it's like I think it takes away so much from the conversation when you focus on the wrong things.
right.
And so, there are things that a lot of us, don't like. We understand that. It's like, we have our pockets where we can talk about things like that. But for the most part, I think people are going to watch content creators because they want to feel good. You do have the people that go because they want to validate how they feel in regards to negativity sometimes, but they're creators for that. I just never felt like that was productive, especially just consistently making those videos.
Right.
So, I think I enjoyed a lot more when I'm talking positively about things, especially on the internet. Like, it's too much shit.
Yeah.
I can't.
I feel that. I feel that. And that's kind of like the thing with the channel. It's like, my channel is just like being positive, spreading positivity. I think with theories, especially, it's like people are like, "Oh, that's dumb. That's a dumb idea." I'm like, I mean, why? Like, you know what I mean? There's some goofy stuff in One Piece, so this is a time to be positive, spread the love, and I think, not to be presumptuous, but I think a lot of the community would say I try, I do put a smile on their face when they watch my videos, and so, with that,
Sure.
like, I want to, shout out the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sees 3-day. See my mods, Phantom. What's up, everybody? Love from Bangladesh. What's up, Fardeen? Yo, Senseis. Welcome to the streams. Glad to see you're here.
Popping, everybody.
Yeah.
What up, Sin?
Hidden Island. Yeah, you were here since the start. Thank you. Appreciate you, fam.
What up, Hidden Island?
Yeah, so, and so with that being said, like, if there's super chats, there's donos, we'll be getting to them throughout the conversation if they like match what we're talking about. But that being said, towards the end of our conversation, we'll address all the super chats, all the whatever chats. We'll connect with you guys for sure. There's just some things I want to discuss, talk about with Brago. And if by the time Brago needs to leave and there's still some super chats, I'll definitely take care of them. I'll stay on stream. That is a tradition of mine. Doesn't matter if you guys hold me hostage. I'm here until whatever, it's Sunday. So did one
long streams? I can't do that, man.
What do you mean you can't do that? You've done that
I need
before.
an hour max, bro. I'm done.
Yeah, he says that, and then there was that one stream you pulled me in on. You invited me. I think it was about Green Bull. We were talking about Green Bull, and I came in, goofy. Everyone was like power scaling, angry, whatever, and not angry. They were shouting. And I was just like, there's a clip of it where it's like I'm searching for the D right now, like because the Yonko posters came out, and we didn't know who the D that they were talking about, and everyone just like stopped and laughed. So
yeah.
But that stream, like, I left a little bit because it was mad late for me, and I looked back and you were still streaming. It was like 7 hours long, and you were talking about like, I think at one point you're talking about basketball, and then the other part you're talking about Drake's new album. I'm like, what you talking right now? You can't stream for you. That was like an 8-hour stream, bro.
Oh man, that was an anomaly, man. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I understand the long streams. I do.
Yeah, there was one time, I call it a gateway. I told other creators, once you get a long stream in, you just tend to go longer. It was when I first started tracking like TCB's releases, and so I was just like, okay, they keep on doing it around this time, so I predicted that, put my stream out at that time, and then there was one day it was like super late in comparison to the previous weeks, and so I didn't like, I should have realized that, but I told everyone in the chat, I said, yo, I'll stream until they put the chapter out. Flash forward 8 hours later, I'm still streaming.
Yeah.
And they put it up. So I said, like, I'm a man of my word. So at that point I said it multiple times, so I couldn't like back up on it, so yeah.
Nah, I feel that. I mean, the thing is, at TCB, it's I want to say that their schedule is pretty consistent, but like, I think not last week, but the week before that. I think it was like a crazy surprise when it dropped. They didn't say anything.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
dropped really early.
It was at like 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, it dropped mad early. So I'm not sure, the time with that, but it's always cool. I appreciate it earlier,
Yeah.
so we can kind of like get things out the way. It's not
Right.
like 11 p.m. doing things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so with that, like, just to introduce this stream to, if there's a lot of new viewers, this is called the Voice of All Things. Typically what we do is like theory craft or talk about specific topics, and the name comes from the idea that through the Voice of All Things, Roger came to like the true history of the world. That's how he got to things, and I'm primarily a theorist channel, so like, given that that was one of the ways that we got to the end goal, that was the inspiration for the name. And then the other part of it is that technically, Brago, you're my Buster Call guest, but this is a special occasion. So the Buster Call guest is essentially that. Here's a question to you: do you know who the greatest theorist of all time is? Because there is one. There is a greatest One Piece theorist.
The greatest One Piece theorist of all time.
Yeah, there is one. There's a definitive answer. You're probably like, God damn, what is he doing right now? Why is he putting me on this?
Nah, I mean, I don't care. The greatest One Piece theorist, Marco.
So it's funny because the greatest One Piece theorist is actually in the series. It's Professor Clover. He had a theory about the void century that he had the answer. It's like 700 chapters ago. And what happened to him when he put out his theory? He got Buster called. He got, and so
Okay.
So the greatest theorists get Buster called. And it's a play on that. So
okay,
yeah,
I like it.
It's funny to put you on the spot. You were like, oh God, which creator I boost up right now?
I mean, I was just thinking of like creators that I can think of that I know that
Yeah.
have gotten things called things,
Right,
and not just
right.
like obvious things like Conjure's gonna die, shit like that.
Yeah. I've heard that. The a lot of people preface that he has a lot of similar to me, a lot of like out there theories, but the ones that he got right were like, whoa, that's pretty dope. So
yeah, they're pretty on point.
Yeah.
Pretty on point.
So that's definitely fun to hear.
Yeah.
But another play on things is like I'm bringing a lot of content creators onto the thing because it's like Voice of All Things. It's not fun for me to be in an echo chamber. I like to bring the voice of all things, and you're definitely a voice within the community. And so that's why we're discussing One Piece here. I don't like to always make things about the chapter because every creator talks about the chapter so much already. So
Right.
Typically on Sundays we give a little bit of a breather and we talk about something different. This week we're on a break week, so we don't even have a chapter to really like flesh out because I'm sure you talked about it plenty. So I kind of want to this is something you asked me and I was asking in reverse is like, when did you first get into One Piece, and like how did you, the content creator part of it, like did you always think that you'd be like a YouTuber, like right now, the person you are now, that when you started One Piece, when you started getting into the zone, is this the Brago that you pictured?
No. Okay. I didn't even think I'd be a One Piece channel.
Ooh.
I know I liked One Piece a lot, but I wanted to talk about a lot of things. And it was hard to talk about a lot of things because if you don't make content, you don't understand just the time that goes into creating content.
Right.
With if you're writing scripts, recording, thumbnails, figuring out audio, video, whatever, it takes a while. So to do that for 3 or 4 different series, like I was trying to do, it became a lot. So,
I see you're dipping your toes in that a little bit again with House of Dragons.
Yeah. It was just, that's something that, people were asking for more than anything. So it's like, hey, let's, it's something I'm watching. I'm enjoying it. And then from there, it's kind of like branch out into rewatching Game of Thrones together, things like that. So, but yeah, it was just, I just foresaw talking about anime, right? Anime in general, It's like One Piece, obviously Naruto, Bleach. Remember I did a Ushio Totoro review, a Fairy Tail Zero review. Um, just things like that. It's like things that I was enjoying at the time. I didn't want to have a restriction there, but it's like I had to kind of niche down because it was too much.
Right.
So it's like, what do I like the most? So then, you know, started talking about One Piece, and then I think you have to find yourself at some point. Because initially, because the creators I was watching was like King of Lightning, Double for Neverworld, and Sawyer, it was like I feel like I don't know. I guess I was trying to be like them a little bit. So then it was like, okay, let me try to review the chapters when they come out, things like that. And then one day I just tried. I guess I was just wanted to try live streaming. And I live streamed and I brought random people in from the chat, and it was a great time. It was a great time, and then that was kind of the main thing. I thought I'd just be streaming One Piece or just streaming and talking about One Piece while I was, on YouTube. Then it's kind of like I kind of challenged myself. That's why I started making videos about it. But where I am now, is that something I expected or wanted? Not really. But I guess I'm blessed to get to the position that I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, like I said, like the way you talk about the chapters, I don't even think like there's a way to do it as well as you do, because like you somehow take like a controversial chapter and like in your reaction you do whatever, then I hear the discussions, I've been a part of some of them, and then it's like more volatile, this and that, and then you calm it down when you bring up your analysis, and it's like it's almost like, damn, I wonder what Brago's thinking about right now. And it's like you make it connectable, and it feels like I'm talking to like a smart older brother, like about the series.
I think what happens is that when on live reactions and initial discussions, it's supposed to be reactionary.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's supposed to.
I think people forget that too. That it's like reactions isn't always the way you synthesize things. Your first reaction to anything may not be your best reaction in the first place. So
right, and that's the thing with, if it's genuine reaction, you can't control it, right? So me being initially upset about, like, for instance, let's say I'm upset about, I don't know, Vegapunk being introduced, quote unquote, this early, and then it's like I react to it, and people are mad sometimes. People are like upset, like, yeah, why are you upset? I'm like,
right.
It's a reaction. You know what I mean? Like, this is my initial reaction to things. I haven't processed all the information. I haven't, or had the time to talk to other people and see other sources and see the reasons why things are happening. Right. I'm reading things, I'm consuming information, and you're seeing it just in real time. So it's like, I think something that, in the past, it used to annoy me. Not now, because just like, it's whatever.
Because you're Bravo.
Yeah, it's like, it's whatever, man.
Yeah.
When people would say, well, your reaction was different from your review, I'm like, no shit. Like, the review is like after hours of discussion with other people, and then it's after me reading the chapter several times by myself. I'm sitting with it, I'm writing notes, I'm just trying to pull different sources. Is going to be different. Right. It's going to be completely different. It should be different. If my review is just like my reaction, it doesn't provide any value, I don't think, because I'm just like reiterating. I'm literally just going from my reaction to recording without trying to get any more context with anything.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different. Like, so they're two completely different things.
And I think it's really good that I think you chop up your reaction, make it consolidated. You post that, then you have your analysis come out a little bit later, and you can see the development in what you said originally and there. And I think that's like, people may knock on that, but it's like, that's literally what you should do in like real life too, right? Like, everybody, like, when you're faced with a situation, good or bad, a lot of times, you need to take a step back for a second.
For sure. For
digest,
sure.
absorb, and like you said, like one of the main things is like not being in an echo chamber. If I don't like something, hey, let me get this person's perspective. Let me hear that person's perspective. And you do that. You curate when you have the discussion stuff. I think you post them on Sundays typically with other creators, and like that. The whole point of that is like you look at the chapter and you're like, which creator would provide me a different perspective than my own, or which creator would be fun to talk about this. And typically that'd be Cole, but like it's the Admiral
sometimes
stuff. yeah
if I feel like yelling, I've been called out.
Hey, sometimes a lot of people knock yelling too, but that's passion right there. I think people when people just hear loud and like yelling, they automatically associate it with like angry, but it's like, nah, especially with your homies, like you're gonna get loud, bro. Like, I mean, I've done that with my homies. If we're not loud, are we homies? Like, they gotta be comfortable.
That's the thing. I think like with King of Lightning, I think Cole is probably one of the few creators where I can really like jab at him, right? And he knows like I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
So like sometimes with Cole, it's just like I'm just taking jabs at him. I'm just going at, even when I agree with his things, it's like, how do you get your way? How do you find your way out of this one? Right. So I think that's the fun within it. So I kind of, like I said, it's going through a chapter, and I know I was taking like a slight hiatus from collabing for a bit. But like for last chapter, like all right, just be great to talk to Par and Teching about it, because you're not Teching. He likes shit like that, and Par, like, he likes the crazy, wacky, just zany stuff. So I know like the theories and the ideas from this chapter would be insane with those guys.
Yeah.
Or if it's like Shank's chapter or the Greenbow chapter, it would be ideal to collab with Cole. But it's like, it's like, especially when action is happening, people want me to collab with Cole every every week, right? Because they know we're gonna be on opposite sides of things. But like I've told, and then
this is another thing with like when I'm collabing with creators, it's like, bro, I need to see you, Cole, and Brago. And like, it doesn't even matter where I am or who. I need to see you, Cole, and Brago. I'm like, it's always you two, and then like, what? It's not even me. Sometimes it's like Randy or Jay or whatever. It's like people just love seeing that. I guess I think like you guys being able to be that genuine is also nice to see, right? Because
it's like, fun. It's fun. We embrace the thing that I guess people kind of look at as the stepchild, or like the dark part of the community, and in power scaling, and that sometimes is sad, just because honestly the backbone of YouTube for a long time was power scaling. One Piece YouTube was like carried by power scaling, and a lot of discussions I had, we can talk about a chapter for a while, then after it's like, all right, let's delve into some power scaling, because it's going to be contentious, it's going to be entertaining for the most part, and then we kind of go into other things, and that leads to longer streams. Some of the more popular streams in the community are the top 30 streams or the tier ranking streams. It's just like, people, as much as people don't like these opinions or like power scaling, I think I realized the issue with it is that with these streams and these power scaling streams, they can be so passionate and contentious when you're watching it. The frustration comes when you can't give any insight or input. So you're listening to me and Cole argue about how strong Greenbow is or how strong Shanks is, and you have a completely different perspective, and you're in the chat going crazy because you don't agree with either of us, but you can't really voice your opinion. Where something I want to try for the next top 30 is, after every 5, bring in a few people just to get their thoughts on how they feel about it, just from the chat. To have a call in, you can talk to all of us. Hey, what do you feel about the top 30? Who's your favorite list so far? Right? And just because it's like, I think even when I was watching, that was something that like made me frustrated. It's not necessarily the conversation. It's just that I can't share how I feel.
Right.
And it's leading to me being more frustrated because sometimes I don't agree with what people are saying.
Right.
But it's like at the end of the day, it's passion and power scaling. I've had this conversation with several people in the community before, been attacked about it. It's about like power scaling being a form of theory. Of course, it's
No, it
not.
is. It no.
Yeah.
Let me. I just want to insert this. It's like I don't know when it was this time this year. I like you know me. I'm not like much. I think in the first conversation we had, you're like, are you a power scaler? And I was like, not really. Not that I don't care for it. It's just like not something that I'm focused on at the time, right?
Yeah.
But then like there are like I started on TikTok, it's so easy to get into it, like on lives when it's like 10 people. I'm there all the time, and then,
Right.
like people are like, is this the real ParVision? Why is he in this random TikTok thing? And it's like it's fun because what I realized was that as a theorist, I focus like on narrative stuff or different things, and I remember the panels, I remember the chapters, I remember all that stuff. Power scalers remember just as much as I do, just the other side of One Piece.
And remember a lot. You have to remember a lot.
Yeah.
You have to. You don't understand like how quick you have to be in power scaling debates, right? Because it's just like in the power scaling debate, it's like I could know I'm 100% wrong, right?
Yeah.
Or I can't really prove what I'm saying, but the goal is to convince the other person or just sometimes the chat.
Yeah,
right?
To see the other side a little bit.
Just, and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna give you pushback on this. You think this person is here? I'm gonna give you some pushback. Prove it to me.
Yeah.
Like let's see why you think the way you think. And for power scaling, you have to remember so many specific interactions, specific translations, like sometimes different chapters that people aren't thinking about, and it's like you focus on some of the more obscure things. It leads to like really, really good conversation and a lot longer streams and more content for the viewers. And I understand the viewers that don't like it. That's why I try to switch it up. But it's a fun thing that you do with your boys. I don't power scale with people I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people I don't know, like people like at me all the time on Twitter and they ask me a power scaling question. For people that do that, I'm sorry I don't respond. It's just like Twitter's not the place for that.
Right.
And if I don't know you, it's just going to be toxic because sometimes people they come at it from a disingenuous perspective.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd rather power scale with people that I know so I can have a good time with it.
Yeah, and I think like something people also have to realize, like once I gained respect for the people who really are good at power scaling debates, like remembering, like there were so many chapters where I was just like, did that happen? And they remember like this person lifting up then this in the exact progression of the panels. I'm like, that is passionate. That is love for something, and it spans across the series. And like people, attribute me and Teching to remembering like this line on this panel, this happened on this chapter. Power scalers have that same respect, and what I want to like, and I said this to Jay too, because like when we streamed, it was coming off of a few chapters that he was getting slack for not liking with like the rest of the community. The thing is though, the recent chapters were amazing for the theory community, but the theory community isn't the entire community, right? There's people like I attribute it to like this: there's theorists, there's cosplayers, there's power scalers, there's so many parts of a community. If you don't like a part, just don't interact with it, right? Like you're gonna contribute to what you like and just ride with that. And if you like, there's gonna be people at the top of certain conversations, and if you want to dip your toes, then dip your toes a little bit, right? But like
you like what you like.
You
like what you like, and that's what I don't like with people that they will watch an entire power scaling stream and say, oh, this is a waste of time.
Right.
Like,
some people enjoy that and you might not enjoy it, so then it's like, just go to what you enjoy, right?
Oh, all right, go watch a theory crafting stream. Like to go watch I'm sure there's several things out there that you would like, but going to where people are enjoying themselves, right? And to say, oh, this is a waste of time. Why don't you guys talk about the history of One Piece and what the will of D is, bro? We don't want to fucking talk about that.
Yeah. And, people come onto my channel and say, like, all my videos are a waste of time because it's, like, a theory. It's not going to happen. And it's, like, that's literally not the point of what I'm talking about. I'm literally putting smiles like that. Like, I talk to a friend and they start laughing because I just convinced them Zoro is a plant. And they're just like, oh, okay, I guess.
it's like sometimes people just don't like when you're having fun. It's
Yeah.
like when you're having fun doing things that I don't like, I don't think you should be doing it. Like sometimes some shit is just to have fun. It's not deep. It's not an ulterior motive. It doesn't come from like, like what are we trying to figure it out here? What's the purpose? The author could do this. It's like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? The author could do anything, even when it comes to theories. You could have this. How many times have we had these layered theories that the next chapter is proven incorrect?
Right.
We all had the theory about, okay, based on what happened in Wano, we're going to go to Sphinx because Luffy didn't talk to Marco. He can visit Ace's grave, da 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 da. The next chapter, Oda's like, oh, well, they did actually speak.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And it's not always fun. Like, there's a lot of people ask me, what do you think is going to happen next? I'm a theorist. I think about things. And I respond to them. It's like, like, Big Mom, Kaido, are they coming back? Plenty of people ask me about that. I'm like, that is something I don't even care to theorize or think about, because, like, to me, it's apparent that Oda probably is bringing him back. And there's no point in us trying to think about it, because he didn't, like, it was kind of absurd the way we left off. Maybe the anime makes it clearer. But, like, from the manga, it's like, I feel like they're coming back. Am I certain? No. Do I have to be? Do I need to care about that, to care about Vegapunk right now? No, I don't need to care about. So I'm not going to talk about that, right? So it's like, in the same light with the theory, the power scaling thing. It's like, you talk about it in certain ways, the way you enjoy it, that kind of thing. And like to the chat, it's like cosplaying too. It's like when I first started consuming One Piece or anime, and first, I always was kind of like, the cosplayers, especially growing up, it was like this foreign thing to me, and I never thought that I'd ever become a part of it. Flash forward, my wife loves dressing up like that, and so we're gonna go to Comic-Con, we're gonna go to Anime NYC. I talked to Volume 1 podcast, and they do cosplay, and I see the details, the passion, how much that makes people excited and happy that they see the story come to life in a meaningful way. And I'm like, yo, I want to mess with that a little bit, like maybe that's not something I do for always, but like I'm open to try it out. If it's not my thing, it's not my thing, but I'm not going to knock on those people who do it. Right. Like, sure. And that's
I've gained new respect for the cosplay community as well. Cause like, I think I've always had respect for them, but it's just like, just seeing, like you said, how much detail, how much time goes into this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And these people, they do a lot in regards to getting these things prepared. Sometimes some of them, they're not just buying something from Amazon, right? They're creating these things from scratch. And it's a lot of dedication. And, you got to shout out to the Yamato cosplays, the Momo cosplays from My Hero. It's just like, there's some really great cosplays out there. Like when I went to DreamCon, it was like amazing cosplay. So a Boa Hancock cosplay that was just fantastic. And it's like them, you can't help but look at it as a fan of the series, right? Where it's just like, oh shit, like this person really went in on, this cosplay. Yeah. Or sometimes you have people do their own, I guess, iterations of a cosplay. And it's like, maybe it could be gender bend or whatever. And it's just like, oh shit, that's cool as hell, right? And it's like you have more respect the more you learn about it. So I'm not going to go in the cosplay community and be like, okay, this shit is, why are you guys doing this? Like, sometimes cosplay people get shit because they're cosplaying someone that's, I don't know, not black or not white or not Hispanic. Like, bro,
this Sorry, I don't know what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, just if you like what you like, and go watch what you like, enjoy what you enjoy. Don't try to shit on what other people do.
Yeah. So let's get to some of these super chats. I see some fun ones here. Scopper Gabon's in the chat, $2 super chat. He said, "Look at this man, Par, always looking fly. Appreciate you, fam." Another super chat from Scopper Gabon. Oh wow, a few of them. Mr. Sai is in here as well. And funny enough, I'm gonna bring up something in relation to Sai a little bit later. We're gonna get there. It has this.
Sai.
It has something to do with a particular agenda, but we'll get there.
Interesting.
So welcome, Sai. Then Danny, $5 super chat, says, "Power scalers are the heart of the community. Theorists are the brain." I would say power scalers are the muscle. What would you say? Is it heart, brain? Actually, like you said, like the I don't know particularly, but the One Piece community, anime community, power scaling was more prevalent. I think anime community at large, from seeing on TikTok, because I interact with the general community there.
Yeah.
People are crazy. People are looking at pixels. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. And I'm like, it's funny to put jabs here and there, like pixel scales a little bit, but like, in general, people enjoy what they enjoy. And
let's see. I think the tough part about theories is that they're somewhat fleeting, right? And I think One Piece, the era of theories for One Piece is like, it's not in the golden age anymore of theories, right? I think there was a golden age where people were theory crafting at an alarming rate. And what's happened
alarming is a fun word to use
there. Yeah, because it was like everybody was creating like theory videos. I think what's happened, because we're later in the story, it's more people that are ready to sit back and enjoy the ride, as opposed to theory craft as to what's gonna happen. I would say, like, One Piece is a very unique community for theories, because that's kind of the base of what Oda was trying to do with the story, where it's like, hey, this is a mystery, can you figure it out?
Right.
So it's unique in that aspect, where other shows you can do that. I don't remember when Game of Thrones was going on.
That was heavy.
It was the R plus J equals whatever.
Yeah.
If you remember that theory, it was like, that was one that people speculated. So it's One Piece is different from even other series. The one theory I could think of back then was in My Hero, who was the traitor, right? And there are certain things in other series you can do, but One Piece is probably one of the few, or probably the only series that, like, every single chapter you could create a theory from.
Right.
Every single chapter, right? And it seems like that was the purpose of it.
I feel like we're a little bit there right now, at least from my perspective, but I've been overwhelmed with that.
I think for you, because you're fairly like new to making content on YouTube, at least, it's like you're walking in and it's like, bushy tailed and bright eyed, like, look at all look at all that I can touch and it can put out there. And then you kind of have like the grizzled vets that are kind of just like, yeah, we've talked about that,
right
like, for so many years. But the thing is, you're bringing a different perspective, because you're kind of I think feeding into the more zany, wacky side of it, that is like, these could genuinely be true, because Oda, that's Oda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it as well. If you're a newer content creator, you're gonna have, I guess, more passion for some of the more typical things more than other content creators.
Right.
Where so it's just like, I think it's a great mix right now, because it's an influx of new content creators.
Yeah. Makes sense going into the last saga that this would be the environment that's created.
For sure. It's like, it's a bunch of new pirates. It's like, yo, I'm gonna find the One Piece, shit like that. Where it's like, some of the older guys has been around. Is like, okay, like, we've been here for decades and we haven't found it yet. Why do you think you're gonna find it? But it's just like, it's a good mix. Yeah,
that's actually a good segue into something I wanted to talk about. But first, I want to read Sai's comment here. He said, "There's a theory community, a spoiler one, power scaling, Yamakaji faction," which is funny. We're gonna bring that up. Anime community, twerking in hot oil community, and even official manga one too. And like there's so many different aspects. And he's not like as goofy as he's sounding right now. There is communities about that.
Yes, you got to send me the twerking and hot oil one. I want to be a part of that. Pull me into the group chat, G.
Of course, you and Asai would connect. There's a lot of underlying connections there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Real quick, I see Scopper Gaban shouting at a bunch of people in the chat real quick with super chats. Like, what? See, $2 super chat. Arturo is here. What up, King? And then another $2 Silver Crown, my guy. Another one, Danny in the chat, bro. Thank you for the super chats and shout outs to those guys. They're definitely goats in the chat. They've been very, very passionate and active here. So,
shout out to those guys.
Yep. And then Hidden Island, I see your super chat. I'm going to get to it in a second. But because Brago said, you know, you made the analogy here. There's a lot of new pirates on the scene, and we're reading One Piece, and so like my question to you, and I know who your favorite characters are, but if you were to say you were a character from One Piece, or a One Piece character is you, which character would you say that is? And you know, don't take the humble route. You know, choose.
I would say probably Dofi.
Dofi, okay.
I'd say probably Dofi.
Is that because you like him, or is that, you know?
I think, especially initially, when people like get introduced to me,
yeah,
they kind of like know about B.D.A law, right? So it's kind of like they know about I guess like Doflamingo, right? But then they don't know about like Brago D Ace, where things a bit different over there,
right,
as opposed to the main channel. So it's kind of like, you know, you have kind of like Doflamingo, the warlord, the celestial dragon, but then you have like the broker, the king of the underworld, things like that.
Okay, all right.
Connections you don't know about that I can't talk about, et cetera.
I mean, I get the gist. I get the gist of what you're saying here. See, the thing is, I'm surprised you, as the Doflamingo character, you yourself put that out there, because I made the thumbnail for this thing. I don't know if you got to see it, but the thumbnail for the video is
Whitebeard.
Yeah, Whitebeard, and like I think that you know, especially as we're learning more, even though Whitebeard's like gone now, his legacy still's there, and we're learning more about his role in terms of everything, being like this very durable, strong person at like the forefront. Everybody knows him, and everyone kind of likes him too. It's like when we saw Citizens sad that Whitebeard was gone, even though he's a pirate. And it's like, even there on the Marine side, a lot of people were like, damn, Whitebeard's gone, that's a goat.
We saw Rayleigh cry. Exactly.
And like there's a lot of respect for him. And then also the thing that Whitebeard stands for is like family. And I feel like especially like I learned afterwards with my stream with Morge, was that you did the same thing for him that you did for me, where his first collab and his first person on the scene was you. And in that very same way, I feel like you know, like the way Whitebeard showed up with like Ace, for example, or various characters, he put himself as Pops, but like, and I was putting out like, you know, Braga's like a big bro, but like Pops is very accurate here too, because it's like, you know, and to the point where it's like, you know, I have love for all the creators, but like if someone shows up and like slanders Brago, it's like, all right, hold on, we're not doing that on my stream. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit disrespectful. We can't be doing that. You know, it's like a Whitebeard pirate. Any of the Whitebeard pirates, is like they wouldn't stand for that thing. But like, you know, that reputation aside, I think the message that Whitebeard sent, I think I attribute that to you a lot, because like, no, what were you gonna say?
No, I appreciate that. I mean, I think it's like, for me, I try to, like, if it's a creator that I like or I enjoy and I watch something that I enjoy about them, like, I want to talk to them. Right. You know, I want to get their perspective about certain things. I want to pick their brain, but I also want to bring them kind of into the community a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think it's an amazing community. There's different aspects of the community, but when it's just like good shit, it's like I want to talk to people about good stuff, you know? And a lot of times I think I go into it without really any ulterior motive. It's just like, I want to talk to this guy,
right?
You know, like I think
I mean,
when I found your channel,
that's the same thing with Whitebeard too. He doesn't have like it's just like, this is a dude that I want to support, right?
Yeah,
the same way. So what were you saying about when you saw the channel?
Yeah, I think I made a comment. I'd made just a comment in a stream or a video where I said I've come to appreciate Usopp a little more, and I'm gonna make a Usopp video at some point.
Right.
And then a few people were like, "Yo, you should check out ParVision," and he made an Usopp video that's pretty interesting. And then I remember I went to your channel, and something that stuck out to me was, I believe, the intro for every video. You managed to slide in very cleverly that it's the ParVision, right? Right. And I thought it was cool. And then I watched, I guess a few of the beginning of a few videos just to get some insight on you as a content creator. Then I think I was like, all right, I've heard enough. I want to talk to him about some stuff.
Right. I went through those DMs recently on Instagram of all places.
Yeah, on IG. Yeah. On IG. I was like, because I think I clicked in bio, and I think I hit you up on Twitter. But it just seemed like you were on Twitter a lot. So I was like, let me go to IG. Then I hit you up on IG. It's like, yo, let's talk about the chapter. But I think that's always fun, right? And I think that's what I enjoy, is speaking to new people about One Piece, because it's a different perspective. And that's part of like the breakdowns that I do, where like I want to talk to people that probably aren't going to agree with me on certain things with this chapter, or gonna for insight that I didn't think about. With Morge, it was interesting because I had learned about Morge through Reddit, right? But not in a great way. Reddit told everyone that's on YouTube that Morge was the third coming, I guess, of the Messiah, and that Morge was the person that
happened to Morge. This is crazy.
Morge was the person that we should strive to be, right? So I was like, who the fuck is this Morge guy, right? So then I go to his channel. I think he had like early videos. I was like, hold on, this fucking dude, like, this is kind of cool, right? It's like, I like his content. But Reddit was shitting on everyone. It was like, yo, Morge is the guy. If Morge was big on YouTube, like, no one would stand a chance. Like, we'd all love Morge. Fast forward a year, 2 years, 3 years later, they hate Morge, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like
the Reddit community that you're talking about.
The Reddit community. Just everyone, actually. But it's like,
all
it just shows.
All you're lurking here.
It just shows that, like, no matter what, it's kind of like, you know, people, they will have a champion for a while, right? You're their champion for a while. And then I think, and that's just society in general, is they want to see you grow. They want to see you build, right? They want to see you become this great figure, but then ultimately you become a figure that they can no longer relate to. Then it's like, oh nah, fuck this guy. He's not the Morge that I knew.
Right.
The Morge that I knew would not put ads on his videos. Like, why would you do that? Why would you not give us all the content that you can give us?
Yeah, for free.
And it's just like, for free.
Even though it's already still kind of free. It's just a little
And the thing is, like, people don't understand evolution and just how people have to change, because what's going to happen is, like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Just remain the same guy as you were when you first started, going to be like, nah, you're the same, bro. Like, you haven't changed. Like, that's why people don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I think
true.
It's like, and even if you change too much, people are like, nah, I used to like who Morge was back then. Like, that guy was the guy that could give you great breakdowns and analysis. It's like, now he doesn't do the same type of stuff, man. It's different. So, like, at the end of the day, bro, like, do what the hell makes you happy.
Right.
And some people, they're going to do what makes sense in regards to business, because it's grown and elevated to that way. So it's just like, you can't try to please anyone.
Right.
You can't.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do what's good, best for you, best for your channel, and just what makes you happy in general. Like, it's, people gonna be mad regardless.
Yeah. And that's why I like because going back to the Whitebeard analogy, it's like you see the people who are trying to make this space a better place, and you know, like Whitebeard's pirate, yes, but he was helping a bunch of people in the way he could, right, behind the scenes, and nobody really acknowledged that. But that wasn't his prerogative. It was just like you're doing something good, you're doing something good. We're like, you know, one of the things was he abolished like a lot of the crimes that are you know, rampant in One Piece as a pirate internally in his crew, despite being pirates. You know, it's like, and that's the same thing with you. You see creators that have a message, or fun or interesting, and you know, aren't problematic, and like you boost them up, and if they and you also open up a dialogue. I was surprised, and I don't know if people know this, but the first collab that we had that I have put up here, this what was it? It was like it was supposed to be like an hour-long thing, ended up being 2 hours and 30 minutes, but we doubled the time in conversation outside of the call, and you were just helping me out. Like I was asking you a bunch of things, and you know, like I was obviously like very green to YouTube. I still am, and you addressed a lot of my things, and that was the same thing with like Whitebeard being a pirate. This is what it is to be a good pirate. This is what it is to be a person. And you set that path. You gave, you know, and I want to, like, people don't recognize from the viewer perspective, Brago is probably the busiest dude in the realm. Like, dude, like, you guys think that I don't sleep. See, I don't sleep from like my own like being a dumbass, but also health reasons. But Brago doesn't sleep because he's putting out the work for you guys. It's insane. Like I'll DM him at like 2 a.m. thinking he'll see it in the morning. He's up, he's like, nah, bro, I'm editing or something. He's like there'll be a call.
I'm always at it.
Yeah, there'll be a call that we're on, and you'll turn off your camera, and then like I'll DM you and it's like, oh wait, why aren't you saying anything right now? They're calling you out, and he's like, bro, I'm editing right now. I'm like, you're in a stream and you're editing? Like, what's happening? And then you see the stream go through, and then boom, he puts out a banger video, and it's like, you know, I'm just like, what? How does he do it? Like, it's just absurd the way you do it. And then the planning, the scheduling, like, it's not easy to do all these collabs and schedule out these conversations and the thought that goes behind it. And I can say that as a new creator, it's like making every single week something consumable for people who may not like it. That's so difficult. There's been times where I truthfully was just like, you know what, I don't have anything like positive to enter in here, and all the negativity is already out there. I would rather analyze this, but then I lose the motivation, you know. But then I look at your video, I was like, oh, let me see what Brago says, and then you spin it into a way where I'm like, you know what, let me put out that video actually, because like he asked the question that I would have addressed, or he asked the question that I wasn't thinking about and I want to address. That has happened a few times, and it typically, if you guys know, there's weeks I've missed like a chapter thing. Know that if I missed it, I probably watched Brago's video. Like, how did he handle it this week? Let me learn from Whitebeard here right now.
Yeah, I think it comes from just like, all right, this is what I would want to know or hear if I was just a viewer, because I was a viewer for a while. I was a viewer for a long time. Like, that's why, like, it's always insane talking to Cole or Sawyer or some of those guys. It's like I used to watch them, you know, like faithfully. Like, I remember Cole used to put out 20-minute. I wasn't even like the biggest Bleach fan, but I watch his Bleach reviews, watch his Naruto reviews, Fairy Tail, One Piece. I think his One Piece chapter reviews were the longest. And it's like I was in the chat, and I'd be like, oh my God, what is he saying? Right? Like, what is he talking about? I'm losing my mind over here. Right? But it was like I just kept coming back because I enjoyed his content. I enjoyed him as a person.
To give more modern example, you know, the 16, when Uranus dropped down and everyone was counting the 16 lasers falling down, right? I popped into his stream and he was counting cactuses. I was like, I got in. I was like, what is Cole doing right now? And then he blew up. He was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, there's 7 cactuses, bro. And I was like, what did I just enter into? And I had to ask people. I was like, what's going on right now? It's like,
that's typically every time I enter a Cole stream. Like, what is he doing? It's either what is he doing or what is he talking about?
Yeah.
You know. But no, that's my guy. Like, I enjoy Cole stuff, but like, you know, that's kind of part of it. Like, what can I talk about that I would want to know? I'd want to talk more about. You know, that's kind of like the thought process behind it. even people that say they don't like the power scaling, whatever, they still comment and give their
They
thoughts.
interact, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, hey,
every
bro,
every
I'm gonna
good
do what makes
thing
me happy.
every good thing has haters, right? Like like once it makes it, there's haters. That's a universal, industry wise. It doesn't matter. Like as you get to a certain point, there's gonna be people who don't like you, and you can't like always cater to that. Obviously, you can't always ignore it either. But I think a lot of times, especially being individual content creators too, it's like those comments. We sometimes have to just put on the blinders and like, hey, I'm making people happy, right? Let me continue making people
Yeah,
happy.
everybody's gonna, like, no matter who you are,
Yeah.
you're gonna have people that are gonna have something to say about what you do, your content, or you as a person. Or that's why it's so, like, as much as I stream, it's like sometimes I put out fan fiction about things going on in my life, things I'm like, it could be true, could not be true, you never know.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want people, especially strangers, analyzing your life. And I know, for like, if you're watching somebody for a long time, you kind of assume that you know these people, like, oh
Right.
man, nah, this guy would never do that, right? This guy, no, this, you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea what people are doing in regards to, like, these YouTubers or whomever you're watching. Like, you can assume, but it's so dangerous with the internet, because people always
Yeah.
feel like they know based off of just how much information they have, and typically it's little.
Yeah.
So
I would
it's
say
just the same
like
place.
it's the same. Make another analogy to bring it back is like the same reputation pirates would get in One Piece. It's like someone can be labeled a pirate, but you don't know them. You can hear them in the taglines. You can even see them, but you don't actually like even who they're affiliated with. You can't gauge who they are. You have to
Yeah,
really get to know them. You have to talk to them. You have to interact with them. And that being said, in the real world, to take that, it's like take everything with a grain of salt. Where it's like some people put more of themselves in their content, and maybe you
yeah,
can get a grasp of it. But even then, people will always try to put their best foot forward. Why wouldn't they, right? And so
of course.
there's a version of them that this is something that someone said to me in a stream. It wasn't my stream. It was like someone else's thing. Whereas it's like they came in and they were like, "Yo, I really look up to you. Like I'm making videos now, all that stuff." And what I said was, "Yo, don't look up to me. Look forward to me, because it's like I don't want, and nobody should be idolized in that regard. And like saying you're looking up to somebody, it's like you're putting them above you. Whereas like everybody should strive to eventually be that person or be better than that person. And truthfully,
Yeah,
you don't know who I am. The person you see is maybe just one step ahead. And you know what I mean? And it's like, I like to put that out there to like a lot of the people, who say that about me or people in general. I don't like the idolization of people. Like, it's one thing to support somebody, but there's another thing to like, to base everything off of like obviously cherry picked perspective that you're getting. And that being said, I think like my message to everybody knows this is like, I started a YouTube channel, but I didn't know it was going to be a YouTube channel. It just kind of like happened. I just kind of like, I don't even like, the last year has just been kind of like me just going with the flow, going with the waves of what happened. The growth that came in is not something that I could have ever predicted per se. I couldn't predict that you'd reach out. I couldn't predict all the things that happened. There's so much luck. There's so much love that like I'm just appreciative for. But what I would say to people is like, you'd never know unless you enter the arena unless you put yourself out there. If you're afraid to, like, you'll never experience it or be able to experience it. So that's why there's like a lot of like, I just scroll on TikTok. I always tell people to start, if they want to start a YouTube channel, especially in the One Piece realm or anime, go on TikTok first, because it's so easy to like get a following, grow, blow up. Dire Regulus, he's the first person a long time ago. He's like, you inspired me to make like a YouTube channel. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I've been in this place, but you were the creator that made me want to do it. And so I see him, and like he's growing on TikTok, and I love to see it. And like there's a lot of other people I know in the chat that like, you know, Dax Sake, he has like a theory that's like Pluton is a mole. He got like 1,000 subs in like a week or something, and I'm like, damn, that was faster than me. And like, you know, I just love to see the people pursuing their dreams, pursuing their passions. And I think a few people have told me that in a lot of ways they see like a similar line of like, obviously I'm not at your realm where you're putting people on and boosting people up, but they're like, you know, the same kind of message that Brago puts out, I'm trying to do too. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I pay it forward, right? Like, he's the big brother, I'm the little brother, we'll do similar things.
Yeah, I think it's always good to kind of, you know, pay it forward, and that's how you kind of keep the community thriving. I think just injection of new blood, it helps, for people that aren't as passionate anymore. It kind of reinvigorates them, because it's just like you see all these new people and they're really striving to either get better with content, putting out more content, and it kind of fuels the people that, you know, aren't as passionate anymore. And to the what you said about idolizing and looking up to people, I agree with that. Where, you know, you should strive to, you know, be on that level, be better. I think sometimes it's difficult, because sometimes people do somewhat idolize, and they look at you as this, you know, this greater than probably what you are, right? So when you do fall, they're the people that are the most disappointed. And then they're like, yo, how could you, hey,
Right,
like,
right. No, I
it's
get it.
they're human at the end
Yeah.
of the day. You probably had them on too high of a pedestal.
Yeah.
But you know, it should be motivation more than anything, inspiration. And then, you know, to do whatever it is. It doesn't have to be YouTube, One Piece YouTube, could be something else. But I say for me, I guess in general, I'm not a super social person. I don't necessarily enjoy socializing.
Yeah, we had to rope you in into those Discord calls.
Yeah, I don't I don't necessarily enjoy socializing. It's like it's funny, because I think when I went to DreamCon and went to like a kickback, there's like a couple of people that I guess recognized me from YouTube, and was just like, yo, you're not as like social as I thought you'd be. Like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not really a social guy, you know, especially when I don't know somebody,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Also,
So it's
you're
like,
like you're a dad and you have kids, and that takes a lot of energy as socializing in the first place, you know?
oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. It's
So,
like taking care of kids and going out and socializing. It takes a lot, but you know, I think One Piece has opened me up to, you know, more of that, and it makes me look forward to certain conversations with other content creators that normally I wouldn't be interested in, just because it's just like, me as a person, I'm not that.
right, right. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's another thing too. It's like personas and online things, even if they're similar or close, they're not one to one in how you'd operate yourself as an individual in the real world. And you know, that doesn't mean that you're not being genuine. It's just, this is how you'd want to interact in this regard, and people should respect that, right? I think like that comes down to a whole different thing, where it's like respect, like the bottom line everywhere. People need to give more respect in all regards. And so
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. And so I've been harping on this big brother thing for a little while, because I feel like, and we're gonna segue into like theory stuff and some other blasts from the past and things like that, but I want to get to know you a little bit more. And something I realized is that you have this like bias. You have a bias. Do you know what the bias is in terms of One Piece characters? You have a bias. I said it to you like in conversation very quickly one time, but I'm just curious if you know the bias I'm talking about. Your favorite characters?
Evil people.
Why do you always do this to yourself? I was gonna say your bias is Big Brothers. You're Brago D Ace, Big Brother. Your favorite character is Katakuri, the best Big Brother. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him being a villain, sure, but he's the Big Brother you'd want. I think a lot of people like Zoro because he has a Big Brother energy.
Yeah.
Even Doflamingo, he, despite his brotherly relationship, he has Big Brother like ride or die. Like if you're in the family, I'm protecting you. I'm the Big Brother. And you said that was who you saw yourself as. And I was curious, like, what do you recognize that by? Because like I think that's like that reflects on you as a person, and it's like a really wholesome, cool thing that like it's Brago D Ace. It's your intro is Doflamingo Katakuri, and it's like, sure, villains, whatever, but it's like we're watching a pirate show. They're at the end of the day, these are all big brothers here. So I was just like, is there like a personal reason you gravitate towards like the Big Brother trope kind of thing? It's not even trope either, because Katakuri and Ace are like some of the favorite Big Brothers among anime, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm the oldest, right? And I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
I would say that's always a trope that I do enjoy. Where you take care of your brothers, right? No matter what. I can beat up my brother, but nobody else can beat up my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How if you don't mind me asking, like, what's the age gap? Like, how much older are you from the next? And
it was 5 years.
Okay, that's the same thing with my brother.
Yeah. 5 years. My brother younger than me, then 2 years younger than him, then I think like 5 years younger than him.
Gotcha.
So, it's I think I really enjoy Ace. I really enjoyed Ace. I really gravitated towards Ace. Of course, because of how much he was willing to ride for Luffy. Of course, their journey. But even to other anime, like I think one anime that really exemplifies like just brotherhood or just siblings is FMAB, right?
Yeah, it's in the name.
And just how much they were willing to ride for each other.
Yeah.
You know, and how much they were willing to sacrifice. I think for some of my favorite characters, I appreciate sacrifice and appreciate just how hard they're willing to go for what they believe in. You know what I mean? Of course, for Katakuri, him being a cool character makes sense, but you know, he's riding for his siblings at the end of the day. For Dofi, what I really enjoy about Dofi is the twist on it, right? Because he did kill his brother, right?
Yeah.
But with Doflamingo, at that point, Corazon was no longer his brother.
Yeah, and he already bent over backwards, like almost knowing that he was being betrayed by his brother, and he still was just like, nah, he's my brother first. I'll deal with it myself. You know what I mean?
It's a weird thing where like sometimes people can be more family to you than the people that are actually related to you. You know what I mean? So it's like Doflamingo kind of chose his family. He chose his Corazon. Like that's why he had a whole seat where it's like, this is my Corazon. This is the person that's actually my brother that I chose. That's going to be the person that's next to me. And you know, I think the dissension started from just how they reacted to
the family
being stoned, right? And the family, and how Corazon was like, well, let's just be good people, and Dofi was like, no, we gotta burn it all. And that's, I think, what part of the beauty of One Piece, where in the same situations we could have different answers. We could feel different ways about things, where some people agree with Corazon, where it's like, yeah, like, let's make the world a better place. I agree with Doflamingo, where it's like, I want revenge. I think that these people should burn. I want to bring these people to their knees as well. And so it's they're talking about like Killua. Yeah, Killua is like probably one of my favorite anime character of all time. just because, and we understand how he is as a big brother, how he was to Nanika, or however you want to say it, whoever you want to say. But no, it's something that I think is important. I think either the family you choose or the family that you know was that you're born into. Like, I think you got to protect the people that matter to you,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even like that's why if I disagree with somebody that I'm like, I look at them like my brother, da da da. Like, I'm never gonna, even if they say something on the timeline or publicly that I think is fucking idiotic, I'm not gonna publicly come out and say, oh, they're a fucking idiot. I'm not gonna ride with them. I know Dritz had a whole situation earlier this year about some shit that he said back in the day, and by proxy, you had people that were coming to me and was like, "Yo, what do you have to say about this? Are you gonna like talk shit about Dritz publicly? Like, fuck out my face.
Right.
Don't ask me shit like that.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Dritz behind the scenes, but I'm not gonna basically
Air
cater,
laundry outside.
yeah, to you fucks. I don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You just want drama.
Right. Right.
Like, I'll talk to Dritz if I need to behind the scenes, but don't ask me no dumb shit.
Yeah.
Especially about the people that I consider my brothers.
And that's kind of like, the conversation being had here is just like, I think like everybody comes to One Piece from a different perspective, and so like when we're voicing ourselves on our channels or whatever, some of the nuance of what we're saying is lost by not knowing where it comes from. And that's what we were saying before, like most people don't know who we are, but I feel like I learned a lot about this, and you can see how all of these respectable qualities that at the start of the stream and throughout the stream people have said about you reflect on these characters that we love to see within the story, for the certain aspects. And you fleshed out the Doflamingo aspect, but I think a lot of people, whether or not they're agreeing or disagreeing about Doflamingo specifically, that's a longer conversation. But Katakuri, Ace, it's understandable, like you know what I mean, the Whitebeard thing, it's not missed on these are the people that you this is the people you like. The One Piece is connected in such a way where the story can reflect on how you conduct yourself in a situation like that. And I think a lot of people would see that as a real respectable creator in all regards, and also like one of the most passionate people about One Piece, for sure. To be able to see the nuance in a character like Doflamingo and break it down and understand it in a different situation, where it's like I definitely agree. Like, I think me and Jay talked about this also, where it's like, Corazon and Doflamingo probably had the same end goal, but they just went completely different routes for it, and they disagreed there. And at the end of the day, one ended up cannibalizing the other, and that's as unfortunate that is how things end up happening. We see that in Fishman Island when it's like Hody Jones, Arlong, Jimbei, Fisher Tiger, Otime. At the end of the day, they all wanted a similar world, but they all had
different routes.
Right, right,
and it sometimes it's uncomfortable, right? Because it's like you can't get the other person to see your perspective.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. The different perspectives. It's like you can argue all day about who's correct, right? But it's just like what resonates with you the most. And I think when you ask somebody their top 5 characters, it could tell you a bit about them as people, about like what they value and what they respect.
Right.
Especially in One Piece, because there's so much variety, where it's difficult for 2 people to have the same top 5.
Yeah.
Much harder for the same top 10. Much more difficult. Could have the same, like, similar variations, but the order is going to be different.
Yeah, for sure. So, and let me get into some of these super chats, but I want the next thing I want to ask you, and going more into the One Piece specific story stuff, is like your favorite moments, the quote, that kind of thing. But while you think about that and answer that, I'll bring up some of these super chats. And a reminder, if you guys are tuning into the stream late, all of these streams get uploaded on my second channel on ParVision VODs. The entirety of it should be uploaded within like 30 minutes of this stream ending. And I appreciate everyone being here. And I will get to all the super chats by the end of the stream. Even if Brago ends up having to leave, I'll try to my best to address all the ones, address the both of us. So Arturo Andrade with a $5 super chat says, shout out to Scopper, ParVision, and B.D.A. I love y'all and the community, and I drop by when I can while I'm here at work. Thank you for everything. Thank
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, Arturo, for being here. Let's see. Scopper Gaban earlier, $5 super chat says, WW. Oh, throwing out the W's. Par and Brago, even if he doesn't know me. So, yeah, I mean, now he knows you. Now, I mean, we know Scopper Gaban. We know Scopper Gaban. Shout outs to you. Appreciate you being here.
Shout out to Scopper, man.
Yeah. Okay, and then some of these are things we can address in a little bit. So do you have, now that we got a basis for the foundation for One Piece and like some of the other things, like a favorite moment, recent stuff is usually there, but I feel like a lot of people end up having like a favorite moment that isn't recent, something that's like when they're younger, that kind of thing, or a favorite quote that you have, anything like that
from One Piece.
Yeah, from
like
One
recent,
Piece. Yeah,
recent quote.
It doesn't have to be recent. Like at all time, one of your all time favorite moments. Like prefacing, when I asked Jay that, Jay made my chat cry, and I was like, oh, okay. And that's on par course, because Jay's a very passionate man, right? So, and he has a way to tug on the heartstrings. So what's your moment?
Yeah, we're not tugging heartstrings over here.
That's not what big brothers do.
Yeah, I would say, well, it's a few, right? One of my favorite moments is, of course, Post in his lobby. Shanks pulling up on Whitebeard. Conversation they had about Ace and Blackbeard.
Chapter 233, 234. Were you reading at the time, or
like
anime?
433? Yeah, 433.
Oh yeah, 433. Yeah, that one.
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't. I got caught up in Marineford.
Got you.
But then Ace pulling up on Blackbeard. But I think my favorite quote, I think that like I would say I agree with, and it kind of ties into what we've been talking about, is Doflamingo's "If You Want Justice," where I think that resonates not just in One Piece but in life, right? Where he talks about pirates being evil and marines being righteous, and just how things change over history,
right?
And that he says that kids who've never seen peace and who've never seen war, they have different values, right? And if you're at the top, you determine what's wrong or right. It's like basically who wins becomes justice,
right?
And so it's kind of like that in the world where it's rarely this person is wrong, this person is right? It's just about perspective. And typically the people who are at the top, they make the decisions and you just got to deal with it,
right?
Regardless of the situation. And I think that's probably my favorite quote, because it's so much nuance with it, and you can't just pick a side typically, because you could, if you just go with like, oh, I'm just going to be on the side of the Marines, that means that you agree with everything the Marines do. You agree with O'Hara, right? You agree with how they handle slaves, how they deal with citizens, the celestial tax, how they revere the celestial dragons. You agree with Green Bull. So it's not just that simple about just agreeing with or just picking a side, right? It's about values. It's about what you value and the things that you've seen and how it matters to you. So I think that's true with everything in One Piece. Even we can go to something recent with Wano, right? Mm-hmm. Where we can say Kaido and Orochi were wrong, but then at the end, and what based on what Hiyori said, whether you agree with it or not, people were starting to come around like, wait, so the Kurozumi, they were gonna burn no matter what,
right?
But I was like, well, that's what it was from the beginning. They were persecuted because they were Kurozumi.
Right.
right?
And clarifying for the chat, because people are gonna be like, he already didn't say that, but that's like the sentiment that was received based off those words, which is the reaction, right?
And the thing is, even if it's a pun and that's the idea behind it, the reason why that sentiment was received is because there was no resolution, or there wasn't pardon or some concessions given to the Kurozumi based on what happened in the past.
Right.
So you didn't break the cycle. So even if you didn't intentionally continue it, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I've stated, they're going to be Kurozumi running around because Orochi was out here for 20 years. He was a shogun. So they're Kurozumi running around. So regardless of if it's a pun, it's a cute, clever pun. If I'm a Kurozumi, it's not clever or funny.
Yeah, yeah. If I was in that crowd, I'd be like, time to move.
Okay.
I thought things were going to get better.
And of course, even if you say, oh, he was born to burn because it's cold, it's like, it still isn't received well.
Yeah, without the added context of some kind of actual resolution being made, right?
There wasn't any.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I get it. Like, he already went through a lot for decades.
Yeah. So
she's, it's understandable. So I think at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to perspective with that.
Right. Yeah, no, and going back to the Doflamingo thing, I think that's what makes him such an amazing character. Is we obviously see that he's a villain, but he's spitting right now. He's speaking the truth with like the reality of not just their world, our world too. And it's like not every good and that's the same reason why we said the idolizing thing, right? It's like you can't just expect anybody to be 100%, and you shouldn't expect 100% either.
It's that's the difficult part, that a lot of times people don't like reality, right? And a lot of times as humans, we kind of dance around it ourselves, where there's a realistic perspective, right? And somebody could ask you, yo, be real with me. Like, how do you feel about this? You're still going to be like wary of their feelings and maybe parse things a bit and say, well, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Where the reality of the situation is, you fucked up. I'm not sure how many people at times have worked with somebody who messed up at work, and they come to you and they're like, yo, was it that bad? And you're like, well, you should be all right.
Right.
In my head, I'm like, bro, you fucked up big time. Like, you might get fired. You probably will be fired.
Right.
But it's like, the reality of it is probably at that point, you're not ready for that. And sometimes you do have to read the room. Sometimes it's not the time or place to tell somebody certain things. Right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's difficult. And it's like, it's so crazy how much we're ingrained to just like lie about things off top. Like, bro, how do you feel about this picture? Oh man, that's fire. It's like, could be better.
Yeah.
But it's like, you asking me in a crowd if it's fire, my response is going to be different as opposed to if we're by ourselves. Because sometimes you got to read the room. But at the end of the day, like, taking it back to One Piece and specific to what Doflamingo was saying, it is not, I think it's best served to not just choose sides based on a specific faction. Listen to what people are saying.
Yeah.
Listen to conversations.
Yeah, and I think this is a good segue into the theory realm, where we crossed paths a little bit, even though we didn't collab on the thing. Whereas I think you shout out Volume 1 podcast, and then you were in the premiere of the you were in the chat a little bit on that new video that I had about like Luffy's dream. And like the Luffy's dream that Volume 1 podcast Megan put out was essentially making everyone pirates, and then the one Sai in the chat put out is like being friends with Marines even. And I think like what my take was that like everyone loving pirates, being able to love pirates and not just hear the word pirate and automatically assume evil, because at the end of the day, some of the Marines are evil, and it's like it's the labels of things isn't how you should judge things. You need to, there's nuance to every single person. Factions aren't, you don't ride or die by factions. You ride or die by morals, and so that's why we see different shades of justice among the admirals. And it's like, I think a lot of people would say that, you know, even Aokiji's is the most passive, but it's the most calm. But then he wouldn't be lazy justice or passive justice or whatever, wouldn't get the job done the same way as like absolute justice or whatever Akainu's one is. But, you know, it's not one or the other, it's somewhere in between. But if you were to just ride or die on one thing, then you're putting yourself in a hole where it's like, you know, Luffy goes around on every single island and he shows them like on Fishman Island, I pointed out in that video, where he's not telling people I'm good or bad. He's saying, look at what I do, and you decide. Friend
you
or
decide
foe.
How you feel about it.
Exactly, and that's
you
at the
bring
end
up
of
a
the
good point though, Par, like about Aokiji and Akainu. The thing is, the sentiment of the story, it leads you to believe that Aokiji made the correct decision, right? But in all reality, he fucked up,
right,
big time. You let the one person go that can read the Poneglyphs. And Akainu's thought was correct. It's like, well, they could be sneaking people that could actually read the Poneglyphs on that ship. Why would we let anybody go if that's why we're here?
Right.
Yeah, people like, oh my God, he blew up citizens. Well, the idea was to eradicate them so that they can't spread the knowledge about the Void Century. At the end of the day, being competent and doing your job, Aokiji, he just let Robin go.
Right.
And the thing is, Robin is a straw hat. We love Robin. So it's going to be like, well, that's the good thing. That's the right thing to do. You are a Navy admiral. Like, that's the absolute wrong thing to do. But we appreciate what Aokiji did more because we like Robin. Right. And we felt like, you know, killing people in cold blood is not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And from the Marine's perspective, is wrong. Yeah.
From our perspective, we're seeing that flashback after Eni's lobby, or in Eni's lobby, and we're getting the nuance of who she is. But, you know, if you like sat in and try to role play a little bit on their perspective, it's like they're being told these are demons and they're trying to protect people, and if they're thinking that like by letting these people loose, people will die from this, then it's like, I need to stop the buck here. Now, what Akainu did, my take is like, there was a better, with his powers, he could have done way more. Like, he could have like encapsulated everybody, like, but instead he decided to, you know, do that. And that was, you know, for the nature of the story, rather than like it's to get the point across that this is the disparity of justice right now.
Like Dofi said, for kids that experience peace and kids that experience war. If I'm a kid and I experience Doflamingo's takeover of Dressrosa, right? And let's say my parents died because of this warlord and this pirate, I'm gonna have a completely different perspective against pirates in general. I'm not going to care.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna care about Luffy and him going around, quote unquote, liberating these people. I don't care. I'm gonna hate pirates in general because there are way more bad pirates than quote unquote good pirates.
Right. And that was like something in that dream video. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's like it's still the most recent video because I'm just slacking on posting videos. But the point being is like, if you, with Sai's idea, right? The point being that make pirates becoming friends with Marines and working towards a more common goal, or being able to enjoy time together. It's not on site. Essentially, at the end of the day, it's not on site, which right now it is on site. It's pirates see Marines on site bad. If that's not the case with Luffy, but Marines see pirates on site. It doesn't even matter if it's Luffy. And the point being that, like, when you take a step back, it's like it's cops and criminals, and it's like, imagine now, and you can understand how that's an issue, right? Like, how saying like, why can't cops and criminals be friends? Well, the border, like, you know, from a like baseline that just doesn't make sense. But there's a nuance to that. Like treating people as human first is more important than persecuting them right off the jump. Right, on site isn't the play, and that is the play in One Piece. And unfortunately, in the past and real world, as unfortunate as it sounds, that it has been a dialogue in our real world.
We can use a real world example. We can go back to 2020, like with the George Floyd thing.
Yeah.
Right. We had a conversation after it happened, and the overwhelming majority of people were like, forget cops. We don't like cops. Right. Forget all cops. And that was on social media. Like, we don't like cops. Fuck the boys in blue. Da 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 da. I was like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Right.
It's necessary.
Right. Can't say fuck all cops. Right. But it turned into a conversation where people just picked a side.
Yeah.
And then even people that, some of them were cops, they were kind of ostracized. They were kind of singled out, right? You had people that were, they had family members that were cops. It was kind of like, well, I don't think all cops are bad. And they were kind of singled out. It was like, why are you frolicking with the enemy? It's like, bro, things are not
black and white like that.
That black and white, like you're just labeling everyone a villain based on their profession in this way. So it's just like, sometimes they can align with different people just based on the things they represent, right? So it's the same way in One Piece where, I believe you're a pirate, that you're not on the same type of things that other pirates are on, but at the end of the day, you're a pirate. So when people think of pirates, they're going to think of the worst possible pirate that they've interacted with, So Luffy's somewhat changing the stigma of pirates for these people that he's seen. But the majority of people don't look at pirates that way.
Yeah. And I think like what people would want to see is like, the way Fujitora sort of handled it on the thing, but more in your face. And this is the point that's being pushed across is Kobe, right? Like we wish that there were more Kobes within the Marines. Similarly, we wish there were more Kobes within our real world. And it's like, it's a difficult route to go. And we need to look at those Marines and prop them up. He's working within the system. Kobe's working within the system to try and change that. That is his goal. He wants to be the best Marine. And Luffy, as a pirate, day one is like, hey, yo, I love that. It's like, I don't like bad guys either. If that's your dream, I support that, right? And Luffy's a pirate.
That's very idealistic. And I think Kobe, you can't have too many Kobes.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
You see what I'm saying? That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
We could take it to Naruto where it's like, everyone agrees you need a Danzo. Mm-hmm. And the reason why you need a Danzo is because everybody else is going to have a Danzo.
Right.
So if you don't have the people that are willing to make these difficult decisions, you're going to get wiped out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't just, it's like you just assume, it's almost like if you're assuming everyone is going to be a good person on the opposite side.
Right. And you can't.
That's not the case.
That's not the safe. You're going to lose.
That.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to lose.
Yeah. And I think that's at the end of the day where it's the point being, it's like, there's an easier route and a harder route. And the thing is, it's easier to choose one side and stick with that. It's easier to just continue to be the same, and it's harder to do what is right in the situation. And it's like the people at the top or the people that are jaded, they're not going to be the ones pushing that. That's why it's important to bring in the young generation in all regards, in all worlds. And there are ways to fix it, as sad as it is, but the point is it's not easy, and that's the part that you have to respect. People want to make it out, it's like it's a simple fix. Nothing of this nuance is simple at all. So I think this conversation is something that like a lot of people stray away from within One Piece. And it's like, I was having this conversation with various creators over the past few days where it's just like, One Piece is a goofy story, sure. There's a lot of fun things, and I put that on the front page of my theories, yeah. But at the same time, it's like Oda's definitely using the vehicle of laughter and happiness to bring us to these difficult topics, difficult conversations, and it would be amiss for us not to glaze over that, right? And I think like Oda himself, yeah, he probably is a more laid back person, but you can see the nuance in his writing, how accurate, how how relatable, right? That's something that I think every viewer, every creator, and that's why I was asking, what's your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? Because that's what you relate to, but people in the chat may not relate to that. People may not relate to your Marines focus and your agenda and understand why. And Sai's in the chat, and we have Sai. I would say Sai, and I'm going to bring this up in a little bit. Sai's a bigger Admiral Marine agenda than you are, and I talk to him every single week, and it's like, everybody relates to something else within that story, and you can't knock that. You have to acknowledge people have different perspectives, and it's like, why is that perspective important? It's because the entire point of the series is about being inclusive, and so if you're not willing to listen, if you're not willing to acknowledge someone else's perspective, no matter how separate it is, you have to be willing to have dialogue. You can't be afraid to walk by it. You can't just put a label on it and say, no, I'm not going to mess with that. We had the conversation earlier with the power scalers and theorists. It's like, everyone's just trying to have fun, right? Like, you don't have to be negative. You don't have to insert negativity in something that's meant to be positive.
Right.
Especially when negativity is a default, I think, to in every aspect. I think we talked about this. People flock towards controversy, negativity, whatever. Yeah. And it's like, because that is a universal truth, I think a lot of people can recognize. It's like, we need to actively do the hard work of putting more positive stuff out there, knowing that it's easier to go the other way.
Yep.
Yeah. And so now let's we'll get to Hidden Island. He had a super chat earlier, like, what's your favorite One Piece theory? But before that, you can see my stream, like, on Discord.
Yeah.
Like, so you can see it live, right?
Yeah.
Like, so when I pull up this thing, you see it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I played this before, so some of you guys in the chat know what this is. Can you hear it when it plays, or no? I don't think you can.
Play it again.
Let me see.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play it. This is gonna get clipped from the VOD because it's copyright, obviously. But I really like this thing, and so you mentioned how you got into the space and you want to do more than just One Piece, and even now you're branching out, doing some things here and there. Before that, would you say One Piece is your favorite? I mean, you said that's why you stuck to One Piece, but now, as a content creator, would you be able to say that this is your all-time favorite thing, or if there was a greater community on a different series, would you jump ship per se?
A greater community?
Yeah, like I think what stops a lot of content creators from covering some series might just be like, there's not a lot of people listening or searching for content in that regard. So it's hard to like have a YouTube channel around that or something like that.
No, I think it's just like, because even other series is not. It doesn't have the components for this, right? For what this is like a phenomenon. But I do think, I have other series that I really appreciate that I would like to be more a part of. Leaving One Piece and jumping ship. I mean, Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
FMAB discussions, Zatch Bell.
Zatch Bell. Yeah.
Hitman Reborn.
Anytime someone brings up Reborn,
yeah, those are like my gems. Like something that like a series that I've added to like those recently. Well, not recently, probably 3 years ago now. Is Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans.
That's cracked. That's fucking cracked, bro.
Yeah. So like, I would like to discuss those more, right? But there's nothing like One Piece in regards to that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, there's nothing like One Piece, but those are some other series that like it would be amazing to kind of cultivate a community for. I mean, Hunter already has, like, Reborn deserves more love
for sure. I would redo Reborn just to give it love, honestly.
Reborn I think should get remade.
So basically, you're saying if I do that, I could bring you on a call talking about Reborn?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. So, I think that's resound. I think like 9 out of 10 One Piece content creators are going to say like, nah, they would love One Piece no matter what. Like
Yeah.
the passionate's there, right? So with that, this is from TikTok, and I don't know, you don't interact with TikTok as much. I don't think a lot of people do. TikTok gets a bad rep, but this is why I love TikTok, because there's a lot of like quick edits, and it reminds me of old YouTube days and stuff like that, where I would see like AMVs and that kind of thing. So let's watch this. It kind of runs through One Piece. I really love this one. So I think the audio is good on your side and the chat side, so I'm just gonna play it through, and we're so that, you know, I think that ran through like the entire series and showed those peak moments. How'd that make you feel?
Nah, that was really well done.
Yeah. It was.
No, I think it's definitely like a reminder just to how great One Piece is. I think if anything, maybe I'd have made the music a bit different, right? Or it's kind of where it goes from the hype to build to like some of the sad moments.
Right. Yeah.
Because like I like that the hype, but I think it's like bringing it down to some of those moments would have been great as well. But no, I think it encapsulates why we would never give up One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
It's its own beast with those moments.
Yeah.
Those moments hit like, and it's funny because it's like they felt like fast paced, right? But if you know One Piece, that was going slow mo. Yeah, and that's like slow mo. Every time something comes up, you know, you instantly replay like the context and everything. You feel the heart, the emotions, all that stuff. Yeah, it was definitely one of the crazier ones.
No, I like that though. I do.
Yeah. So that, you know, that was like a refresher. I like playing that one. There's a few others. I'm gonna collect some more. I see Kyoka sent me one. I gotta look at it before Kyoka, but I'll definitely use it because I'm gonna be doing this with other content creators too. And I like to give the shine to TikTok community because that's where I started. So I want to show some of the, you know, like every content creator that I bring up, like TikTok too, they're like, it's not that great, and I'm just like, oh, there's some good things in every place. So and I interact with a lot of them, so I do like showing that love. So, you know, now transitioning, now we got a refresher, and you know, given your tenure in the community, what is your favorite One Piece theory, if you have one? If you don't, that's fine, because I'll bring something up, but let me know if there's something that like touched you or like you felt great.
My favorite One Piece theory.
Yeah, that was a super chat from Hidden Island, so appreciate that.
Like currently or just ever?
I think ever is better. Currently, there's so many theories. I mean, you could do both if you want. Maybe the current one is your favorite.
Yeah, I don't know any theories currently. I'm not gonna lie. I would say Favorite theory ever. I think my favorite theory ever was the Jozu diamond theory.
Oh, wait,
It
what's
was
this?
Joe's Shiryu diamond theory.
Oh, that Shiryu was gonna get the Jozu's fruit.
Yeah, I did like that theory.
Oh, because then Zoro would have to learn how to cut
Yeah,
diamond.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. I
Oh,
like
all
that.
right, okay. Well, how long
Then
ago?
that
Do you remember how long ago that was?
2015.
Funny enough, funny enough, I will be bringing up 2015 here.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
2015 or so. But also I love the theory about uh what's his name being Sanji's dad, the blonde Gorosei.
oh, the blonde gore. Okay, okay. How long
Yeah,
ago was that one too? If you remember, that was that like
probably,
around the same time.
probably around the same time. Yeah,
Got you. Yeah. So,
yeah.
I pulled up a video. This one was an interesting one. I don't know if you remember, December 30th, 2015, on your Brago DS account, the Black Death Kaido's calamities.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that theory. That was
Yeah.
like one of my first theories I made. Where I tried my hand at theories and like I did like that one. I like
Yeah, because I don't. I'll link it to you
yeah,
guys later. Maybe Phantom can find it, but the theory, I don't even remember. Chapter 826, we already saw Jack, so the thing there, and then so you basically said the four horsemen from the
yeah, of the
Bible.
apocalypse. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And truthfully, you were spitting in this thing. Everything that was there were elements, right? Like the starvation, right? Famine.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
Wano, right?
yeah,
And then plague, right? You said
yeah,
the
yeah.
bubonic queen,
The
and
bubonic plague. Yep,
yeah, and then the last
yep.
one being war, and it's like I think the whole Beast Pirates sentiment was that, and I really
Yeah.
liked your take on this, and I was like, damn, what Brago was a heavy hitter, holy shit! And this was your
It,
first one, you said?
probably my first or second, something like that. Yeah. It was I think after Kaido or Jack got introduced, it's like, all right, how can we? Again, back then it was different. Where it's like now I'm trying to theorize, like how, okay, what is it? What could it be?
Yeah,
And then the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is something I thought about, and it's crazy just how like things played out. Where it's like obviously like everything wasn't one to one, but you know,
I mean, to me, looking back on this is as one to one as it gets, right? Because we didn't get into Wano. I don't even know if Kaido was like fully introduced at that point. I don't remember.
nah, at 826,
Yeah, that was prior to when he dropped on Kid and stuff, right? I'm pretty sure that was like
we're still in.
this was right after Zoe, so I think this is like
Yeah.
after they showed us like a little bit of the reverie starting. But yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, 826.
like the Hidden Islands here say, wait, that fits perfectly, and it literally does. Like at the time when this was, like, you were basically saying this is the inspiration for the Beast Pirates, like thematics, and between whoever's running there, that and you did. I mean, that was beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, 826. That was like meeting the Vinsmoke. Um, uh, I guess once we meet Reiju and Yanji and them. So we were
Yeah.
just about to go to Whole Cake Island. So just post Zoe.
Yeah, so Hidden Island said Jack Famine, Queen Pestilence, King Death, and Kaido War. So at the time, we didn't even know about King. So he
No.
just kind of said there might be another calamity for Death, and Kaido
Yeah.
might be War. That was kind of
Yeah.
the synthesis of it. And it,
Yeah.
honestly, like did this, you could tell it's earlier days because the video is 3 minutes long, and at
Right.
that time, 3 minutes was the game. From
Yep.
my memory. So, yeah, and in those 3 minutes, you had like a heavy hitter, and I feel like even today people could respect this theory. And now that you say it's like one of your first ones, like how long were you, like you said theories wasn't where you started, right? You were doing like reactions, conversations, discussions. Then you got theories, and then when I brought it up, I saw like a smile that you're hiding because like the memory of this, like it was like, this is interesting.
Because this was like, I guess it was. I think at this point I was like just learning how to edit. I guess right. So
Yeah.
it's like, how can I make videos more dynamic? And it has like, I think it has like one of my favorite edits I've ever done because it's so random, but I like when I had like the horseman walking up, right?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
like
right here.
Because like while they were walking up, it wasn't like it was like a GIF, I think, and then I added like like horse sounds in the background to
Yeah,
make it
you had a
seem
bunch
like
of dope sounds in this
yeah.
too. This is honestly, like I'm trying to save time by not showing it, but if you have more time, should I just play it out for everybody?
I mean, you can if you want to.
Wow, are you gonna start blushing? Is that what's gonna happen right now?
Yeah, you can make me blush, man. I don't like blushing.
All right, I'm gonna play it out so you guys can see it because honestly, it's better editing than me, and Brago is like being humble about it right now. So I kind of have to. So we'll play it out. Don't copyright strike me, Brago, please.
I don't know. Let's see.
Calamity. An event causing great and often sudden damage or distress. A disaster. It was said that Jack is one of the three beings labeled a calamity. Today I'm going to give you my thoughts on Kaido's calamities and what their powers could possibly be. First, I think that Kaido himself isn't included as necessarily a calamity, but he does complete the theory. Jack is known as Jack the Drought, for the land that it passes through becomes barren and decrepit, as if it had been hit by a drought. While in conversation with my good friends Adam Elakad and Fifth Son Bond, it started to make sense. They mentioned that it could be similar to the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Those are homies you talk to?
Yeah, you talk to on stream and stuff like that.
First, let's explain what exactly are the four horsemen.
The walking up gift thing, right?
Yep.
That's dope. That's dope.
In the Bible, chapter 6 of the book of Revelation, which predicts that they will ride during the apocalypse. I will reveal different horsemen over the course of the video. But for now, let's focus on the horseman that represents Jack.
Look at that edit, bro. Holy shit.
So 2015.
An example of such.
So 2015. This is
an
Echo.
Echo?
I believe Jack is that horseman.
It's I'll pause it for a second. Is here, let me that's weird because the other thing didn't have an echo. Oh, that's why. Okay, let me mute that. Then it should go.
Yes, he can leave a land barren and decrepit. This could be the result of his awakening, which I believe was not shown due to Dofi being defeated. The next horseman is pestilence. Pestilence is contagious or infectious epidemic disease that is virulent and devastating. I believe another calamity will have the power to spread diseases. It could have a fruit similar to the Black Death or bubonic plague. The Black Death was one of the most devastating pandemics in human history.
Look at that eyeball, bro.
Of an estimated 75 to 200 million people.
I'm gonna start doing this. Honestly,
definitely have
I got some things to show you because I have.
Of his power. The next horseman that could represent a calamity is war. This speaks for itself, and this calamity could be a leader of a vast military force or has the ability to call forth undead soldiers. I predict his last calamity could be the Shogun of Wano with the forces under his control. One could say Jack could be the horseman of war because of his tenacity and unwillingness to back down. But
when Jack was cool at the time.
Yeah, when Jack.
Now you're asking, there's one more horseman, but no more calamities. Well, they mentioned 3 calamities, but I believe this ability transcends that, and this last horseman is typically the leader and gives orders. The last horseman is the rider of death. Yeah, you guessed it. Kaido.
Yo, not gonna lie, when I heard this, that like jump scared me. I was like, oh god.
This quote also gave me an idea of what Kaido could possibly be able to do. And I quote, "They were given the power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, and plague. And
bro, Hidden, you see the editing here? I need to step my game up. Look at this.
This is symbolic of death and
the effect
bro,
that you
this
created.
is like this is prime like Final Cut Pro.
In some way, use all of his calamity's powers as well as control wild beasts.
This is insane, bro.
Dramatic pause, ponder.
Let me know what you think about this. If this is the case, Kaido is to be feared.
Bro, this is like.
This is goated, bro. I don't care what you gotta say. This is fucking. This is a classic in my mind. And I watched a few of them, and this is the one that stuck to me because I was like, wait, like he did not miss at all in this, and I was waiting to bring this up to you because I knew you. Because truthfully, if someone brought up a video 7 years ago, 8 years ago, or some shit, I'd be hiding too. I'd be like, oh no.
This is like ancient history.
Yeah,
it's funny because like it was back in the day. It was like theories were the thing. It was like I want to make videos, I want to make theories about like what could possibly happen, make connections, etc.
Yeah.
So this was a fun one. that I always liked because I remember how long it took. It took a long time to edit this video. It's only 3 minutes, but like I was just learning Final Cut Pro at the time. I just upgraded from iMovie. I think Final Cut Pro was $299, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a lot of money, but let's do it." So went and got Final Cut Pro, and was using GIFs and like sound effects and trying to like use the right music, and then my mic was like a fucking snowball. So I'm
Ooh.
like holding it in my hand, and it's just fucking like falling over and shit like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's a different time.
Yeah,
Different
yeah.
time.
It's a fun. I'm, I brought it up. I'm glad I caught this, and I want to bring this up to you. I haven't posted this actually. It's a fun idea that I'm gonna bring up for something else. But one thing that I was saying, now that we know the calamities, right? Now that we know drought, plague, wildfire, all that. Well, something that I put out in my one of my chapter reactions was that I was saying that the ancient weapons were probably the commanders of Joy Boy. Similar, and like the naming scheme, right? The calamities being Kaido's commanders.
Yeah.
Like when you're thinking about the ancient weapons having god names, it's like, wait, that's kind of like a similar naming structure as the commander stuff that we're seeing, even from like Doflamingo, how he had that structure. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, like the ancient weapons might have just been like normal ass people that were just the commanders of Joy Boy, in the same light as now if you heard King of Hell, Zoro, right? And you flash forward 800 years, you lose the Zoro part, you hear King of Hell, and it's like King of Hell and whatever, Soul King and things like that. You're like, holy shit, wait, hold on, this is terrifying, right?
Yeah.
So then I was laughing because I was gonna make a funny video where I was saying that technically, I think you would agree that Big Mom's showing in Wano was kind of like, it's kind of like, interesting, slandered. And I was like, wait, they kind of portrayed Big Mom as the real right hand of Kaido. When you really think about it, when on Rooftop, who was on the right hand of Kaido? Big Mom, literally on the right hand. It wasn't King. King was never on his right hand. It was Big Mom. And the thing is, she fits as a calamity. They even called her that when they on the rooftop. They're like, "Yo, this is this is a natural disaster, and natural disasters are a calamity." And I was like, "Holy shit! Wait, did Oda just softly relegate Big Mom to Kaido's fucking first right hand commander?" Because I was gonna make the video where it's like, look at every single panel. It's literally Kaido, right hand, Big Mom. Why else bring her to the thing? And I was just like, it's kind of funny, and it connected to this video, and I was just like I was laughing because I was like, damn, Brago saw this 8 years ahead of time. This is crazy.
Bro, this was an insane time. Just thinking back to that time is crazy because that's 7 years ago now. But nah, that was like, I think that's when things were like just really just strictly just a lot of fun, right? Where it's like, all right, let's speculate and make this theory, because I think it's a lot more. It's tough, but things are more enjoyable the smaller you are, right? Because the support is so condensed.
You really feel it.
You feel the support, and you know the people that come through and watch your content and give you tips. And back then, it's like at that point, the critique I get is about it's genuine critique, right?
Yeah.
Because it's people that want to see me win because they've been with me since I had 50 subscribers.
Right.
As opposed to, casuals just coming around, just, bored one day and want to watch a couple of videos or whatever, where it's a lot more grounded. And so when I made the video, I remember like back then it was more like, man, how do you guys feel about this? Do you want me to make more theories like this? Da 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 da. And it was really, I think it was really just like, it was a lot more care, I think, on both sides.
Yeah.
For me as a content creator and like the viewers, because it's just like, this is Brago. He's a new content creator, and fuck with him. And it's like the people that I saw in the chat or in streams or on videos of people that I saw over and over and over again. So it's like a lot more pure,
Right.
I think.
Right.
As opposed to like, as you grow, it's a lot more people it's a lot more eyeballs, but there's a lot more people that don't know your beginnings or like your thought process with things. It's just like they're just judging the content with no context about who you are necessarily or who you were perceived to be, I guess.
Yeah.
So like back then it's like I think it was definitely just a very just euphoric time on YouTube for
Yeah.
me personally.
And like you can see that, like, I think all the small creators in the chat right now, like, Brago's here shouting out, like, I don't even remember Discords around like this at the time, but like Discord homies, our Discord homies, we shout them out in videos just like the way it's like
Yeah.
you shout out at the beginning. And that's like how we started. It's like, hey, like this dude and this dude, we talked and we had this thing we discussed, and that's like the real root stuff that like you love to see. And it's nice to remember that,
The
right?
Discord, funny enough, started on like I want to say the Discord started because of people were tired of the streams ending and we didn't have conversations anymore. So the Discord, when I started it, because people kept saying, "Yo, Brago, start a Discord. Let's continue the conversation." So I finally, I, I I folded, and I was like, "All right," and I made a video about it actually.
Damn, back when you just make a video on anything.
Yeah, I just made a video about it. It
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, I'm making a Discord," um, and I have this. Well, I think I had on a One Piece beanie. I had on my One Piece beanie. Was like, "Yo, we about to start a Discord." And the thing is, back then it was a lot more. It's a lot more. Again, so much more grounded. Because what I did was anybody that joined the Discord, out of all the, I would like I would change their name to a personal nickname, right? So it's kind of like when Luffy and his crew members join or whatever, or like somebody
Oh.
that he knows who's like, I would like change your name to something. So like I remember back then this dude named Apache, he joined and I changed his name to Apache Helicopter. And like I would just change people's names to like random shit just to like as like a part of just like being a part of Discord, but like obviously I can't do that now.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Too
it's,
big. But like you said, that's something that you could do when it was tighter, when it was smaller. And like I think a lot of people are hearing the fact that like not that you don't enjoy now, but you can feel the emotions, the sentiment that lasted from those early days. And it's like, so like a lot of people who want to start out or want to join the space, not even this space, any space, it's like that there's so many fun things that are behind the scenes that you don't plan for, right? When you're like, oh, I'm gonna make a video or whatever, you don't know who you're gonna connect with, the homies that you might meet, just by putting your word out there, but just by putting your voice. Again, not even in One Piece realm, it's like in any kind of like discourse on that. It's like, as much as you might be afraid of interacting, it's like, look, 8 years later, right? Like 7 to 8 years later, Brago still remembers these people and how he's interacted with them, how much they meant to him. And I think that's like overall the discussion here. It's like, yeah, we could talk about the chapter, we could talk about all these other things, but it's like the One Piece, like starting a generation, being a part of the generation, being a part of the story the way it is, connecting back to like your favorite character and who you want to be and who you love. Like that's what I like, hopefully you guys can see. It's like the Brago you guys see now, this is where he started. And like, honestly, this is better editing than a lot of some, I'm not gonna say names, but like but Brago, even he'll look back and he'll still cringe. And I think that's a universal thing. And it's like everything starts somewhere, and this wasn't even the start for you either. This was the start of Theories, but you start on YouTube in a different capacity. So it's like, I
something I like say, like people look at the I guess the end result, or just like where things are, and it's kind of like I don't know, sometimes people feel like you deserve, or you don't deserve whatever the success or the support you get, and it's just like, it's like it's been years. This is 2015,
Yeah.
right? Um, and it's like it's a lot of time and effort that's gone into it. Like I said, I didn't realize um like how many videos I'd made on my channel to like just one time. Like I think I was searching something. It's like, oh, I have over 1,000 videos on Brago DAs,
Yeah.
right?
Jeez.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure like at least 800 of them are streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I stream, it could be like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours.
Hey, what happened to
Um,
the long stream? You don't do long streams, I heard.
uh,
A joke.
different, different. No, but it's like that's a lot of like it's like how many hours of that
Yeah.
like just talking on One Piece, right? And that's on Brago DAs and on B.D.A Law. I think I had like 700 videos. Uh, yeah, 780 videos on there. So it's just like, um, it's like a lot of time invested into the series. So when people, I think, not just for me, but I think in general, when people like they talk about Cole or other people, is like, I don't think they deserve their platform or this. I'm like, do you understand how much time these people have put into these things?
Yeah. The soul. It's soul. That is.
Yeah,
You can feel it.
it's really just almost disrespectful to just like the heart and soul that people put into their videos and the time into their content. This has been a long time coming. Like Cole has been, I think, doing this for easily over a decade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like it's I don't for the newer people they're definitely necessary, but I think sometimes viewers try to pit the newer guys against some of the people that's been there for a long time because they like the newer guys more, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like that makes sense. It's new, it's fresh, and
Possibly
it's
more
like
relatable.
right. So it's just it's going to be a difference, but you can't disrespect the
Oh,
the people that's
geez.
been around, the
Yeah.
OGs. You can disrespect King of Lightning or even for Neverworld, and Sawyer, and Tekking, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember people like uh people were like, yo, Brago, the young Cole like actually have issues about like why aren't you guys talking about the chapter, like this chapter? I'm like, bro, I was like, the Cole could come out and say the wildest shit about me. I wouldn't say anything back to King of Lightning.
Yeah.
That's how much respect I have for him, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna do that because it's just like I respect the time he's put in and how much work he's done in the community. And so, it's like there's nothing you can say. There's no conversation we can have. No matter how much you're on the opposite sides of Yonko versus Admiral, then we're gonna genuinely be mad or have a problem with King of Lightning.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's silly,
Yeah, that's what I
right?
said about you earlier too. It's like even in this short time, you portrayed yourself in that light where it's like you can't not respect you, and like that's this stream is like a year after starting YouTube. Like I'm so grateful that we had the time to talk, and like I wanted you to understand that respect. I want people to respect that respect of the OGs of these creators who are making the space like first of all making the space, but then also making the space a fun space to be in. It's hard to do that. How many other
Yeah.
communities on the internet are like this? That I mean, not to detract, but like we right now it's like the Twitch controversy, YouTube controversy, all these creators beef, and it's like, bro, like that's not how people should be. Love is like the positivity, right? Like all that stuff.
Well, here's the thing. One of the more popular niches, right, if you want to call it that, and on the YouTube space is conflict, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of times, and we're all guilty of it, where it's like we kind of we want to know more about it. We ask questions. It's like it drums up. People are interested in shit like that. So sometimes it could be forced. It could be coordinated. Where people have conflicts, where it's like simple things that should not be an issue turn into major issues that cause ripple effects because people know eyeballs are going to be on it. Like there's several instances where it's like things happened either behind the scenes or on the channel where it's like, if I made a video about it, I knew it would get views, right? Because it's a conflict. But it's just like, the last thing I want on YouTube is like to come on YouTube and I'm seeing comments about a particular issue or whatever. It's like, bro, that's not what I'm on YouTube for.
Right.
Like, and then as much as I love One Piece, as much as I love this community, as much as I enjoy like the people that support the content, whatever, sometimes this is like minuscule in comparison to what I'm going through in my real life.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And so there were times in the past where like, because of comments or things from YouTube, it would translate or I would take it over to my real life. I'm like, yo, why am I upset right now because it's something that happened in regards to One Piece or just interactions with other people in regards to One Piece? So that made me take a step back and understand, like, all right, like, this is its own thing. This is a separate thing, and I want to keep this space pure.
Yeah,
I want to keep
clean.
it happy. I want to keep it fun. I want to keep it as simple as possible because I don't want to take that back to my family.
Right.
Because it's One Piece. Like, the whole point is to have a good time. That's why I started my YouTube channel, so I could share my views because I didn't have anybody to talk to One Piece about. So when it turns into conflict or drama, it's like, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, and like the real life thing is also, you know, resonates a lot. Like I've told you about my health stuff. I don't make it super public within my community, but they understand there's like a health thing. I've been like in and out of like phone calls and hospital stuff in the last few, you know, days and things like that. So it's like coming on to things, it's like, yo, I got another focus to think about. And then family stuff, you got a family. Family stuff is also important, that, you know, that's priority, right? Health and family is like priority one. And like, you know, I try to make One Piece a priority through the concept of family, just like you, right? Like keep it clean, keep it nice, keep it wholesome. There's no reason, like there's truthfully not many reasons for, like, it's like the Shanks thing, right? Like, you know, there's gonna be drama, and it's like, all right, you know, like I'll just walk through it. But if like there's not like any time where it's like my family's at risk, where it actually requires me to stake us something, you know what I mean? Like that's a different thing. And it's like, that's what we learned chapter 1. It's like choose your fights, and most fights don't need to be fought the way you think you need to react to that fight, right? So it's
because
like,
what's the outcome? How can you win? What's the W here?
Yeah.
For like, is it the W? People spamming W in the comments?
Right.
Is that what it is? Is that what you do it for? Is that like or is it to get the most likes on Twitter in a debate? Is it a ratio?
Ratio. Oh God, that new, yeah.
It's silly. It's silly. But the thing is, like, I expected the young, like, if you're 18, 19, 20, that's your shit. That's what you're into right now. Like, life doesn't, life for you is not at a place where you can look beyond the trees just yet.
Right.
You're still just having fun in the forest. Like,
exactly.
It's not like whatever's in front of you, that's what it is, right? And it's like, you still think you're invincible, right? You still think like, I have my whole life ahead of me, I can be whatever I want to be.
Right.
But, you know,
yeah,
I'm not gonna be the one to, you know, I guess get you down or detract you from whatever you want to achieve. But like, reality will hit, right?
Yeah.
And things that you don't consider important will become very important the older you get. Then you realize just how minuscule these online interactions, these quote unquote online beefs about Admiral versus Yonko are in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. And then also people attacking your character based off that. We had that conversation about when all that stuff. People were like, "Yo, check on Braga." I'm like, Braga was fine, guys. Like he's chilling. Like I trust he's chilling. What he's doing on
the Greenbolt thing.
Yeah, I mean, around that time when it was just like, I remember in every stream, it's like, yo, check on Braga. I'm just like, it's not like that, guys. It's not like that. He's having a fun time, you know. It's a story that, you know, it's like a basketball game. Your favorite team's gonna lose. You know what I mean? It's like it's like his health isn't at risk. His family's not at risk. It's not that serious. It's like, don't attack his character because he likes a team, right? Like that's an awful thing to base something off of, right? So
it's the internet.
yeah.
And so like, you know, like I said, even with like the admiral agenda thing, it's like, again, it's a fun thing I have with Cole. But genuinely, whatever happens, I don't really care.
And I talked to Cole too. It's pretty funny to hear both of your sides separately and then together. It's so funny.
Yeah. So it's like like I said, every time somebody would like at me on Twitter or like on a random video, be like Sabo and a few good men, it's just like, bro, I guarantee you care about this more than I do. You know? But it's just like, I mean, I get it. It's the internet. That's like how people keep themselves entertained. But like to check on me because of Green Bull is like,
all right,
it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
So, you know, like there, obviously, like there's so much that we can talk about and I want to talk about, and I'm sure this won't be our last conversation in this context, but that's kind of the thing that I wanted to separate out. We, you know, you bring me onto your channel, we talk about the chapter. Most times we'll talk about One Piece, and like this is a different kind of thing, and I like really appreciate you making the time to come and be here, give me your time, all that. And like before, you know, I'm gonna get to all the super chats. I know there's a lot of super chats and I'll get to them. I think I got to a lot of ones that were relevant to like what we were talking about, and so I'll personally interact with all of them, unless Brago you want to stay. But I do want to just like concretely be like, thank you so much for everything you've done for me, the community, the viewers. There's so many people that like, I think that, you know, I'm being a little like sentimental, but it's like I'm trying to pass the message on to a lot of people who would want to like personally share that message. And, you know, I have the ability to voice that because I have, you know, from day one to now, it's like, you know, the passion and soul that you're talking about, the work that you've done, like we just saw like 7-8 years ago, the way you've held yourself and been consistent and kept One Piece to be positive and cared about family and making all that stuff, like there's nothing but appreciation for that. And I think like that's something that maybe needs to be said more often. You know, you never know when someone needs to hear something like that. I'm glad bringing the past up the way I did made you laugh and smile, because that's like, you know, that's what I want to do. And truthfully, you've done that more than enough for me, and I can't thank you enough. So
no, I appreciate that. And you know, not just me, but some of the other guys, you know, that's been around, that's been holding it down. Shout out to them, the people that came before me, and the people that continue to do it. I think it's important for everybody to kind of be in tandem and just be cool with each other, cordial at least.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how the community is. That's why the Reverie is such a great thing. I know people would like for me to stick around at the Reverie more, but I feel like it's just like, it's kind of like the Reverie isn't for me anymore. Yeah. Like in regards to, like, I'm not trying to go to the Reverie to kind of get my thoughts across to everyone. It's kind of like when you've been like to the holiday party, right? And it's like the first time you're like wide-eyed, like, oh man, how are people going to interact? How many people are going to drink? Like, you know?
Yeah.
After the 6th, 7th time, it's kind of like, all right, who's here, right? Who's here? How can we have fun, right? So I think the Reverie is definitely the new creators coming up, and it's a great time. I see someone said the Reverie formula needs to change up.
I mean, things will happen. I think that's like what you're getting at too. You know, like the reason why I love my channel and what I do is because I can get to connect with so many people that are different from me and use One Piece as the connection. And so like in this result, it's like literally the old gen, right? Rayleigh, it's like Whitebeard. They knew at a certain point, it's like there's no point in us doing anything anymore. If we continue to do it, then that's not helping anybody. That's not helping the future. That's not helping the world. And like those are the people we respect, and that's reflected in the real world, right? Like what Brago's saying right now. It's like the reason why you're doing a lot of the things you're doing that you know we talk about is like it doesn't get pushed forward by you sitting at the reverie for 10 hours like I did, right? It's you just being like, hey, what's up? That's cool. Not being as interactive as you might have been like 8 years ago or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's just, I think it's just more like talking like Marco. Yeah, I mean, kinda, like it's I think it's an opportunity, right? It's really an opportunity for people that haven't been, I think, recognized, and maybe haven't interacted with some of the creators that they've been watching, right? Where they're like, all right, I get to challenge King of Lightning on his stance. I get to challenge Par on his Mihawk being a sword thing, or like, I get to challenge Morge on the raid failing,
Right.
or like, you get to a point where it's like, it's like you almost just enjoy seeing people talk about One Piece. Like, I get there and it was just like I'm just in the chat, or I'm like, I think I enjoy the chat more than anything now.
Yeah, I know
that. But like, just seeing the new creators talk about their different things, and then just how people interact and bounce off each other. I do think the reverie is probably a bit too formal. And at times people can't really say how they feel about things, because it's just like, oh, it's a suit and tie event. I gotta, put my best foot forward and be on my best behavior. I think, I think it should be like truly like a summit, where it's like people go and talk about like how they really feel about not just the content in general, but just like can talk about some community stuff, and really express how they're feeling.
Yeah.
But also give genuine thoughts on certain things, and sometimes they're gonna clash. Not toxicity, but I get it. It's like you're interacting with content creators. You're like, you gotta play nice,
Yeah.
But I think it'd be maybe more interesting if we're like a lot less uptight and a lot less just like,
I think changes will come. Yeah. Everything, I think, to begin with, like, reverie is a foreign concept outside of like a niche, right? Other niches don't have this typical thing. I mean, I came from like the gaming world, and it's like gamers just don't have something like this in this regard. They're starting to, but it's like not like this. And so it's like to start something like this, it's got just like 2015 Brago, it's got to start somewhere, and it's going to end up in a beautiful place. And that's like what, at the end of the day, what Brago's saying, the way it gets better is by constantly bringing in fresh ideas, fresh minds, fresh people, allowing that to breathe. And throughout the entire conversation, hopefully the chat can recognize all the good that's being brought out by the OG creators, especially like Brago, especially like Cole. I mean, I think every content creator I've talked to is just like, Cole's the day one, like the Roger of the era, if not the Joy Boy. I mean, sometimes, bro, do you know this? On when he gets like 100 subs donated, he pulls out the Drums of Liberation. You know about this?
But does he?
And this is the first time I see it. He got up, he pulled up his shirt, and he started tapping on his belly. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, and that's
big black man.
And that's fun. You know what I mean? Like, like to be, like you're saying, like, hey, like, we don't all have to be uptight. And that's comfortable at its finest, right? And not everyone's going to be like that, sure. But it's like, that's the direction that, like, being a little bit more comfortable and being respectful of what comfortable means for someone else, right?
Yeah. It's like everybody's not gonna be comfortable in a screaming match, right? Where it's like we're yelling over each other the entire time. But I think just some casual conversation, more organic conversations, less structured conversations. Of course, we're gonna have topics, but let's give the people a good time. Let's make the people enjoy,
smile.
what they, make them smile, what they came out to see. But it's like that. I think it's more so on probably the newer creators. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, I tried my best. I tried my best at this reverie.
Yeah, you held it down. I felt like you were there the entire time.
Yeah. It was, gotta make people smile.
I think I got like 5 minutes and I got to dip out.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. So you guys normally I'd be like, yo, speak your shout out your channel, do all you gotta do. You guys know Brago. We showed the channel. Go. The main thing is, hold on, let me bring it back. Go show this video. This video some love. This video needs to come back in the algorithm. That'd be the dopest thing to come out of this stream if we like to revive
conversation with my good
time
friend.
to private.
Brago's going through right now. Quick, guys, get the link before.
Time to private.
Download the video. Go. No, I'm joking. But whatever, however it is, it's mainly, it's all love. It's all laughs.
Yeah. I'm not gonna private it, but
yeah. So it's like, thank you for being here. I think the entire stream, it's like understanding a little bit more, making I think you were saying, like, as you became a bigger creator, it's harder for people to relate. You're in the bubble of large creators, and it's like I said, like, no slander is going to Braga's way. And now if anyone ever comes on, it's like, I just linked this stream. Like, this is why we can't talk about Braga like this,
people gonna be like, yeah, still fuck him though.
Whatever it is, I have my stance. I'm as genuine as it can be with everybody, everyone I bring on my channel, all that stuff. So, yeah, guys, like,
I have to fan him for the links. Dropping the links in the chat.
Yeah, Phantom's a homie. Phantom's solid. He finds the links that I'm like, damn, I have the link ready and I can't even share it as fast as he does.
Phantom is your Zetsu.
Phantom's a real one. He doesn't want me to say how much of a real one he is, but he knows how much of a real one he is. Yeah. So
you can't talk about Zetsu publicly. I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, so in the last few minutes, if you guys tuned in late and you guys came in mid-conversation, know that this gets posted on my second channel, ParVision VODs. The entire thing is there. It'll be up in like 30 minutes after the stream is done. I know there's super chats we got to get to, but I think for the last few minutes, Brago, if you just want to interact with the chat and point out people you recognize or comments you want to respond to, I think...
saw one of the OGs as well. In the chat, King Recon. Recon's been around for a minute too. King Recon, right? The crazy part, this channel that he has is not his that's not his first channel.
Oh, so me and King Recon have been talking about future, like setting a date for our conversation.
That's not his first channel. This is King_Recon.
Oh,
he had a King Recon channel.
Okay, you gotta send that my way.
It got deleted. I think copyright strike.
Copyright
strike. Yeah.
Unlucky.
I think copyright strike. Yeah, took him out. King Recon is one of the goats, man.
Yeah, he said that he's been here for like a decade too, and I'm like, holy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, he's been here for a while. But they called him. He bounced back, man.
Yeah.
Bounced back.
Yeah.
Shout out to King Recon. I was a fanboy as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Is so many people that's been that lost their channel due to like YouTube and their bogus.
They changed their structure, and they didn't. They weren't protecting the creators in the last decade. So
they were not. It's unfortunate that Recon lost his channel to something that could have been resolved so easily. And other creators, right? And then you have other creators that like just stopped making content. And again, if you're not making content, you don't understand how taxing it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I lost Braga DAs for a while when I had like 120 subscribers, something like that.
Oh, whoa. During like the adpocalypse, like during that time?
Nah, before that.
Oh, okay.
Before that.
Okay.
Yeah, Watch Mojo tried to get me out of here. Like B.D.A highlights is saying.
Damn, you were beefing with Watch Mojo?
I don't know, bro. It's not even beef. I reacted to like a video they had.
And they just went corporate on you?
Yeah, they're just trying to get my channel out of here. And at that point it was like the only reason I got my channel back was because I This is where I met One World HD. One World HD was a
Oh,
huge
I've heard of him.
content
Yeah.
creator. Back in the day, he he walked away. He walked away from YouTube at 99,000 subscribers. He stopped making content.
Damn.
So,
Wait, why? Was it
um,
like just
he felt like
99?
he made all. Yeah, he felt like he made all the content he wanted to make.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has like one of the more popular videos in the community ever. The monkey god theory. If you Google this, like,
I'm
should have
assuming a
millions of
long
views.
time ago too. So like these like because nowadays that's like
Now it's prevalent,
buzzwords.
but
Yeah.
like, nah, back then is like that was a thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, yeah. So One World, I forget we met. I think we met on a forum or something, but we connected, and then he got his channel back, and I got my channel back.
Mm.
Um, but it was like I had like 100 and something subs. It wasn't a lot. But yeah, they wiped me out because I just reacted to one of their videos. And it was weird. Like I remember I woke up and I had like 3 emails from YouTube. You know, I was like, huh, what the hell is going on? And it was just like, hey, your channel has been terminated. Da 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 da. Da. I was like, bro, what? And again, 100 subs when I feel like sound like a lot to you guys, but like it was a lot of work for those 100 subs, man. Like it was like 40 or 50 videos
Right.
to get to the 100 subs. So when I got there, it was just like, yo, this is an amazing milestone that I have 100 people subscribe to me and want to watch my shit.
100%.
And then,
It may
they
not
took
look like it from ParVision, but I had a gaming channel for League of Legends because I was like high ranked and I played with a lot of like pro players and stuff like that. Made a channel on Twitch. It was easy to get on Twitch it was easier, but YouTube was harder, and YouTube was blowing up at the time and getting to 10, 50, that is so hard. And then on ParVision I saw on TikTok and I blew past that and I was like, wow, the One Piece community is strong as fuck, like it's
yeah.
crazy. So yeah, definitely understand that grind, like getting 40 videos getting to 100. I know a lot of people in the chat knows the struggle there, for sure. Damn,
I
that's
remember
wild.
the funny part is like the thumbnail title that you used, or the thumbnail picture with Whitebeard and Luffy that you used for this stream. That thumbnail was the first thumbnail for me for a video to kind of quote unquote blow up. When I
No
say
way.
blow up, yeah, it was my One Piece chapter 799 review
Is
and
on Braga
live
Diaz.
reaction on Brotherhood. Yes, yeah.
I'm scrolling to it.
Um,
That's
that's
crazy.
that's the I think that's the video that got me to 100 subs, I believe, because I remember being at work after I uploaded it, and like I just kept. I think I was at 60, and I was at 70, and I was at 80. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Um, but yeah, it was like One Piece. It was like chapter 799, and um, title was Luffy the Fifth Yonko.
Mm.
Back then, and it's like, uh, it was just insane that was the one that, like, I think that was like one of my first videos where I got like a good number of subscribers from it.
Yeah, I'm
These
trying to find
reactions
it
or
right
whatever.
now. 799, you said?
Yeah, chapter 799.
Okay, I'm almost. That's so wild. That coincidence is crazy. Um, oh man, where is it? What the heck? Oh, 800. 800, and then. Damn, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh god, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right here. Boom. Oh, and then there's like a music video, so it gets more views. So then, but those don't transfer onto subs as strong.
That's like over time. Like I think that like that didn't have as many at all.
Yeah.
Like, but over time it's gotten to like the 5K or whatever. But like that was the first video that was like quote unquote blew up, I guess.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
Luffy the
wild.
Fifth Yonko.
Yeah. Holy, the same thing. That's crazy. Oh man. That's crazy to hear. That's crazy to hear that this is the one. This is the one that put you past the milestone. And even more than that, again, like that you remember that too. That like for me it was the Usopp video. Usopp video just kind of blew past everything, and I was just like, I woke up one morning, I was just like, what happened? Like how did this? And I didn't know how to use the analytics, so like I don't know like where people are sharing it. I saw like WhatsApp for one of the things at a certain time. I was like, why is this on WhatsApp? Like
that's weird. I don't know.
The
thing is, WhatsApp is very prevalent, like to
foreign
countries, so that could be a thing. But nah, I remember it because it was such an important video for me, or where it's like it showed what was like possible. I guess where it's like you can, you get the right video, the right thumbnail at the right time, because like getting like 1,000 views back then at how big my channel was like insane. So it was like
and that was also a time Sai had a different channel as well, and he I think was a larger creator.
Somnus.
Yeah. And you showed up in a previous stream with me and Sai, and you were spitting with him, and it was funny because at the time you were Whitebeard and he was Buggy, and he like embraced that, and it reminded me of the conversation at Marineford between Whitebeard and Buggy, where everyone I was literally like, wait, Sai, how do you know? What are you guys talking about? Like the legends, like all the people that you mentioned just now, like, these greats, he was talking about them too. And I was just like, I'm just here like this doe-eyed, like, whoa, Sai's crazy, but he's also a clown. Like, this is why.
Sai was like I said, he was like, content creator back then. Like back then it was like a lot of new content creators, like an influx.
Yeah.
And Sai was one of them. I joined at the same time. I remember Simply Rose. Some people may know her. She's still on YouTube, I believe. It was like this dude called like Anime Dude. It was Habit. It was Professor Anime. It was Memory. Right? It was dudes like that. And kind of everybody was like, I don't want to say competing, but it was just like, all right, acknowledgement. What people were doing. I think that was like when I remember specifically wanting to review Shokugeki no Soma.
That's a funny series to do.
Yeah, that's when it came out around that time.
Yeah,
and he was like, his channel was growing really fast because he had like really good edits, really well timed memes and gifs and stuff like that. So it was just like, damn. And then one day he just disappeared, like just like vanished. And then I remember I saw his channel again, like I want to say this year. I was like, yo, this dude looks familiar, man. Like it was like, wait, is that Soundless? Like, no way.
Yeah.
And I always meant to like hit him up on Twitter and ask him. It's like I never got the time to.
Yeah.
So then, and I think he was on your stream, right? You guys were streaming. I was like, yo, was a channel named Somnus at one point? It's like, yeah, that was my channel back in the day. I was like, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, what's crazy was just before that, we just started talking at that time and brought him on my channel. He told me that he had a big channel, he deleted it. I was like, why did you delete it? And he's just like, I don't know, it was just like a thing, I don't know. And then he said, yeah, like I knew Brago, I knew all of them, they were all small creators at the time. I was like, what do you mean they were small creators? He's like, this was years ago. And then boom, next stream in, you pop in and you're just like, Buggy? Is that the
this is like 2016, like 2016, 2015, like early on. It was like early.
Yeah.
Like when y'all had just started, And it's crazy just, see where things are now.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me, Par. Always down for this. Shout out to the chat. Chat has been wonderful, been so gracious. But yeah. This was a great time, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you being here. Take it easy, but also I know you got plenty to do on your side, and all of it's for the benefit of everyone here. So appreciate you.
Grind don't stop. Don't stop. We're having a good time either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Inspirational, and thank you for all. Like, and again, I want to reiterate this. Like, when Brago says like family, friends, like that's like number one. Like, truthfully, like he devotes a lot of time to people, especially when they matter. And I can't resonate that enough, or let them know enough how much help you've been. So
Nah, for sure. Like I said, if you're my peoples, for the most part, you're gonna always be my peoples. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, hidden, no, we're gonna talk soon as well. So, but nah, I appreciate all you guys, and we'll definitely get up again. Enjoy the rest of your stream, bro.
Yep. Later, Brago.
All right, peace
Peace.
out.
All right, so we're now solo streaming. I'll reach out to Brago later. I want to say B.D.A highlights. Is this a burner account? Like, is Brago here just like chilling on this thing? Great stream. Thanks for doing this. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Hidden. The love is spreading. The love is spreading, and that's not just the Hidden. All the creators, bro. Like Dax Sake. I saw like a bunch of people commenting. Dire Regulus. All these homies. Like it's mainly like the grind at the start is hard, but know that if you start a channel talking about One Piece or anything, I'm gonna boost it up. Wave Master was here earlier with his music. I shouted out last stream. I want to work with him in the future. He knows. But yeah, it's just like this was a special stream for me. So like I didn't want. I'm glad Brago stayed way longer than he said he would stay, which is crazy. He stayed an hour longer. And that should tell you guys, right? There's a lot of love here, and it's just we gotta make sure we focus on the love, right? We don't let other things cloud what this community is about, what One Piece is about, and yeah, like couldn't have had a better guest for the 1 year, truthfully 1 year anniversary. Bro, this stream got me wanting to start a channel. Silver Crown, do it. Kyoka's on here on TikTok. He's gonna make a YouTube too. I always shout out Kyoka. Like honestly, I was shouting out Kyoka while he was a bigger creator than me. So like, yeah, like in terms of like power scaling and anime and general stuff, Kyoka, go check him out on TikTok. Because like he definitely knows how to have a fun time. Even if I disagree with his things, he understands that like it's for fun, it's for laughs, it's for all that, the hidden creators. Yeah. Brago a real one. Yeah, Brago is a real one, and that's another thing, right? Like he was voicing his thing as best as he could, where it's like he doesn't have, it's just the nature of the industry of becoming a large creator and then feeling less relatable, but he's trying his best to stay relatable, trying his best to connect. No, 3 days. I meant like he gave me like 2 hours and he made it 3 hours. So he gave me an extra hour essentially. And we talked a little bit before the stream, which is why I was a little bit delayed. Had some things, and we'll talk again later. But he always gives time, and time is one of the most valuable. When someone gives you, and not to bring back like sentimental like life things, but like of all the things people can give you, time is like one of those things where it's like cherish the people who give you time. For sure. People can give you a lot of things, but time is one of those things where it's like if they give you time, that's they care about you, they're genuine, all of that. So shout outs to that. If you're starting a channel, launch with 5 videos so people have other stuff to look at when they come across your channel. Good advice, Jay. Good advice. Wave Master, appreciate you. Hidden Island, you already know. I don't have TikTok. YouTube might be an option. Yeah, honestly, hold on, real talk, the TikTok advice was when I started it, and the TikTok advice is prevalent up until maybe December. I would say now YouTube Shorts is crazy, guys. Go on YouTube Shorts. They're gonna start. There's I don't know if you've seen Mr. Beast talk about it, but YouTube is about to clap TikTok. It's crazy. YouTube Shorts is a pop off. Part with the phenomenal life advice. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not. I'm like sometimes it's hard. This is just how I am. I think a lot of people. It's funny because amongst friend groups, real life friends, I'm always like high school, college, time after college. People always refer to me and my wife as like mom and dad, like because of just the things, and then just the way I was. I guess I never put myself to be like that. That's just how I operated, I guess. But then, I've been through some life things that it's like people are gonna hopefully never go through those life things, but it's just taught me to use my voice as much as possible. Yeah, just trying to be helpful. Mr. Beast, and no, not that one. It was with the Nelk. It was on a TikTok thing. That's what I like about TikTok. I don't have to like follow these podcast things because I don't care about all of them. But then if Mr. Beast pops up, I'll check it out. Not that like I'm a Mr. Beast, whatever fanboy or anything, but more so like he is the largest YouTube creator. So you gotta learn stuff from him. No one uses YouTube Shorts. That is where I would disagree. It is a crazy. I have a creator perspective. There's a lot of people popping off, like millions of views, making 6 figures off of Shorts already. This is before YouTube has done the rev split. It's crazy, bro. And this is One Piece niche. This is One Piece niche that I'm talking about. Shout outs to Doran's World. I mean, he pops in every once in a while. He started on TikTok. Look him up on YouTube. He's coming onto the YouTube scene, and his Shorts is crazy. Talking about his bank account live? No, not mine. I wish the Shorts game is actually lucrative. It's crazy. The thing is, once you get into the grind, Shorts is like, you do 5 a day. That's 5 minutes, and versus like a 40-minute video of mine. It's like those 5 minutes are more powerful than my channel. It's just I'm not like for me to do Shorts. You guys see me on TikTok. I don't focus on that. It's because I like the deeper things, and I'm not capable of being. I'm a long-winded person, right? Like, so Shorts isn't my realm, and I wish I could make it maybe eventually. But so it's like it's also sticking to your forte. Sometimes there's like there's the meta. But I'm never someone who's meta. Look at my League of Legends stuff. So it's like, it's crazy. Yeah, I got raided. Recordy with the raid. Appreciate that, fam. I don't know if we've interacted before, but I am closing out the stream in a little bit, but I'm going to get to super chats first. So thanks for the raid on I didn't even know I thought Twitch was down on the raids right now. I was trying to raid people yesterday. Gonna post my TikToks there to start off. Yeah, Kyoka, that's what I did. Ironically, my viewed video got copyright claimed. Yeah, it's a game. You gotta play it. My first few videos. This is why I don't use anime clips anymore, because it's just a hassle for me to edit those in. Even though the manga panels are more risky, there's more longevity I can create off of that, right? Because now I created a name for ParVision. If my channel does come down and it pops up again, ParVision's Worlds or something, you're like, wait a second, is this ParVision? His channel got taken down. Maybe it's him, and you check it out, When are you planning on doing a face reveal? I don't know. I'm using a VTuber right now. Par just had a son? Senpai, yo, congratulations. And like, how recent? Like, hopefully you're tending to your son. But dude, shout outs to you. Congrats on being a father or a mother or a parent in general, whichever way. Yo, that's a huge milestone. And it might sound like that's off topic, but Brago is Pops. He's Whitebeard, bro. So shout outs to you. Congratulations. Good luck with all the new stuff you have to adapt to. That's for sure. ParVision Unleashed, check it out. Not meta, and claps with Alawi Top. Alawi Top was not meta when I did it, Hidden Island. All right, Hidden. All right, let's be honest here. When I pulled out Alawi, nobody did it. Gotta put you on. All right, do it. I guarantee you, I'm gonna go. I still have connects in the industry. I'll talk with Faker. He'll let you know. It was not meta. It was meta because of me. I made it meta. That's what I do. Anywhere I go. I don't want to toot my own horn, but Alawi was not meta. I got so much shit for Alawi, bro. King Recon. I'm glad Brago dropped some gems. I'm collecting things. I already told you that I'm saving our stream together after I make it through some of the OGs, because you're the real OG, and yeah, so that's gonna be a special stream. But Par, when we do our collab, I'm excited to dive into your gaming background, since I also came from a gaming community before the One Piece stuff. Hearing you say that put a smile on my face. Hey, yo, I love it for sure. for sure. And if you want to have a stream on your thing, it's like midweek is easier for me right now because like my weekends are like packed. But if you have a midweek thing that you want to pop, like bring me in on, DM me. Yeah, I'm down. Man had a son and decided to pop it on ParVision stream. Hey, I mean, this is the thematic of the stream today. You know, it was love. It was love. Hidden Island, time to put on a suit. Yeah, you could. Lawyer Hidden went nuts, guys. Lawyer Hidden was crazy. Is the VOD up for that, Hidden? Is the VOD up? ParVision, I like the sentimentality, but I need you to talk some shit randomly. Wait, what? I talk shit when it needs to be talked, but like I said before, most of the time it doesn't need to be. What content creator has the best pet? I don't know, honestly. The original ParVision. Yeah, the real ParVision. That'll be the when my channel gets taken down by Toei or Shueisha. You already know. Do any of you play Blinding of Isaac? It's too addicting. I've heard of it. I haven't played it. But yeah. Sounds good, bro? Yeah, King Recon. I'm looking forward to that one. The moment we interacted at Reverie, I was like, ooh, this is going to be exciting. You got to collab with Recon, two of the purest souls in One Piece fandom. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, being an OG and having the perspective and the way King Recon conducted himself, you could... Like, I always say this, you can smell. Like, I smell things. That's my hockey sense. I smell things. So it's like, not like he's smelly. Not like that. Like Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, the smell thing, that's me. Like, I just sense it like that. Eyes, senses, all that. So let me start getting through some of these super chats, and then I'll get back to the chat, what we're doing right now. Let me see. So, Time Lord with the bits at the beginning. Happy first anniversary and then you use the emoji from that stream. You deserve it. Here's to more. Thank you, Time Lord. Thank you, Brandon King. Appreciate you. Bride the Freak gifted a sub to Dame. He was a newer viewer. Mr. Bushido earlier, €2. Super chat said Carrot got on Kid's ship and will bring Kid to Vega. Yeah, if we talked more about the current stuff, Mr. Bushido, I would have brought it up. So sorry I didn't bring this up. But yeah, another super chat from Mr. Bushido. House of Dragons revived my interest in Game of Thrones after that bad ending. I agree. That is the same thing. Though I will say the last episode, not today's episode, the last episode kind of like irked me. It put me into a position where I was like, I don't know. But this, or was it last episode or the episode before? It was one or the other. I think the whole transition thing was kind of interesting. So, but I'm still watching. It's me and my wife watch it together. Actually uploading the VOD right now. All right, dope. Hidden. Going up today. Yeah, I think it's fair to do so. Let's see. Monomon gifted a sub to Rabbit Head. Rabbit Head's an OG. Appreciate that, Monomon. You hit the rabbit on the head for that one, Mister. Okay, so here's today was a sentimental. Did you miss Brago? Yeah, Brago is here. He stayed on for like 3 hours. Again, this will be uploaded as a VOD. He just topped off, so now I'm reading through the super chats that I couldn't get to during the stream. And then interacting with the chat, because today is a special stream. So I want to shout out Rabbit Head, because he annoyed me in the sense of like he great theories. He's a day one type of viewer, and I forget which chapter it was. He came onto my live stream and he said, "Yo, I think everything is a dream." He said that by the end of the story, Luffy's gonna wake up from a bad dream, or like a dream in general, and then the series was start. I'm like, I want to block you. Like, you know me. I love all theories, but that one was one of those ones where I was like, no, don't say that shit. That's blasphemy right there. We're not saying everything is a dream. Not on this one. So that one, but it's a joke. It's a joke. Obviously, Rabbit Head gets it, but you guys get it, right? Not everything is a dream. Yeah, not the dream theory. Yeah, exactly. Didn't want that to be true. You guys know I love wacky, crazy theories, but not discounting the entire story I watched as a dream. For sure, not that one. Yo, Random Cracker, join the Discord, bro. I always notify there, or I try to, or my mods do it for me. So got that. Let's see. I read through these ones. Shout outs again to Scopper Gabon, Arturo, Silver Crown, Danny, 3-Day, Hidden, King Recon, Eric, Monomon, Master, Kyoka, Phantom, like all these people. Basti Jimbe, I saw you had a super chat. No, I'm getting to it actually. Wow, I read your name and I'm just about to hit it. So as soon as you talked about me, I'm here. Yo, Rabbit Head will be like that. The Dream Theory. No, it's gay. All right, see, this is why we're banning Rabbit Head right now. Like, I'm literally just be like, I'm hovering over remove. I'm hovering over remove this message. Oh wait, I slipped and I fell. No, I'm joking. I'm not pinning that message. Yeah, it is a wild name. I usually don't say it, but he's an OG too. It's okay. Everyone gets ignored. Yo, Monomon, you know, I try to. I shout out everyone. Dax Sake, we talked about you a lot this stream. For sure. Definitely relevant. Oh yeah, now we have more Phantoms. I don't know, Phantom Greyfire. Like I've been getting more Phantom. I got like Phantom D-Fire, XD Phantom. I've been getting a lot of Phantoms. Are these your alternative accounts? Oh, Maruko. Senpai Yo, having a kid. It's been a couple of days. Yeah, he's a father now. Congrats to you. Coming onto ParVision stream. Being a father, it's definitely dope. Myriad, Danny. People were asking where I got this figure from. Dan the Man. You know, there was a lot of people I shouted out in my my latest video at the end of it because it was like it was like friendship video. I shout out Brago, Jay, everyone I collabed with. I shouted them out, and I shouted out as many people as I could. Yeah, the Banhammer. Matt Cypher, I'm sorry. You know it's all love. Par and the Phantoms is the next YouTube collab. Honestly, we've already been collabing. All right, let's see. Time Lord with the bits. He says, if Bonnie ages Tashigi down this arc, could we see Zoro finally learn Kuina's connection to her? Oh, man. I forgot to bring this theory up with Brago. I was so in the mix of things with Zoro. I mean, with the thematic. I forgot this Zoro theory because he just watched the JJK thing too. Oh, I'm gonna bring it up later. It's a dope theory. It only makes sense if you watch the JJK movie. Or you watch my watch party for the JJK movie. I came up with the Zoro theory in that watch party. It's on my VODs channel. It's pretty fun. I don't use my alts. Aaron Greyfire, Phantom Whitefire, Phantom Blackfire. Yo, Phantom Greyfire, why do you have so many? Those aren't even all of it too. I know the other ones. Yeah, there's a lot of love here. I think we hit like 500 viewers at one point on the thing. I mean, that's the power of Brago. Utah's mid. All right, Kyoka. I know you like ruffling feathers, but we don't. Why is Utah here catching strays like that, bro? Why are we doing that? I liked it. He showed love hockey. The love is a hurricane, bro. He did it. What's my league IGN? So, D legend, but the L is a 1. That is me. That was my main account. So that one hit Diamond 1. That's the account I played with Faker with. And then my other one's D1 Alawi. Where it's D1 Alawi. How did I spell that? I think it's D1 Alawi. I'm pretty sure it's that one. So yeah, if you want to add me, a few people, I've been playing League a little bit, so if you want to add me, we can get some games in eventually. Yeah, chat, let Dax know how the stream was. My low-key channel, Aaron Greyfire, and you linked the YouTube thing? Damn, I'm gonna check it out. So cool that you played it. Yeah, I played it recently. I was on Trick2G's stream, and I just like slaughtered people on the sub games. I was trying. It's been like 6 years, so I was like, it's fine if I play in these games. I'm not a Smurf anymore. Yeah, no, I went 22-1. I just like 5v1 penta killed everybody. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, and I stopped. Par streams are almost always W's and Bragos and easy go. Yeah, King Recon is here. We talked about that for sure. W stream for real. Yo, Kyoko, I appreciate that, fam. Appreciate that. You need to go live more often. Except TikTok doesn't really like people when they go live. But let's see. Scopper Gabon, I read that one. Lucy B, I saw you here asking. I got to it. So do you both think that Blackbeard has conquers hockey fighting wise? He has to, right? You know what? For you, I'll bring that up the next conversation I get to. There's a lot of things I didn't even bring up to Braga that I wanted to. I definitely will, Lucy B. Do I think Blackbeard has conquers hockey? I don't think he needs to. Will he have it? I think so. Does he need to? No. So I'm like on the fence. I don't know. I do like the idea that not all the people need it, but like we're getting to a place where all the major people have it. So Conquerors hockey, he probably has it. I don't know. And then to take Bo out like that, probably, right? So appreciate that, Lucy B. Hopefully you're here to see that. I know I see you oftentimes, so next time I see you, I'll bring it up. Now these Brago thumbnails of Bonnie and Doll got me acting up. You know what? Is that why my viewership is staying solid right now? Is that what you guys are looking at? God damn. I don't even need Bonnie's feet on stream to get this. Thank you, Brago. Shout outs to Brago. Being a real one even when he's not here. Thank you for the thumbnails, bro. Tana Hill with the €2 super chat. Was the egg on Oro Jackson Vegapunk's workstation? That would be crazy if Vegapunk was inside that egg the entire time. I don't think those eggs are connected, but maybe Roger's egg is connected to Egghead Island, but not that giant egg. It doesn't make sense for that egg to be the same. I'm curious. I want to know what next chapter is going to have, right? Ziv with the 15. Okay, see, I'm going to be super disrespectful right now, but this truthfully looks like a squiggle. 15 squiggles. Thank you for the squiggles. I don't know what currency that is. It doesn't say. I apologize. Let me know what that is. It looks like this. Like if you guys can let me know, it looks like this. This is what it actually just looks like this. So thank you for the 15 squiggles. So glad I caught the stream. Do you think the Straw Hats will learn hockey before the final war? Yes, I do. That is my elemental hockey. Oh, I didn't bring up those videos. Oh my god, there's so much I wanted to do. It's fine. We had a great conversation, right? I don't need to regret what we talked about because I'll show you guys. Like I had clips from our first collab. This is when I predicted Luffy having ring dyes. This is here. I'll just play this one out. How come there are no fishmen that have conkers? There's no fishmen that have conkers. Fisher Tiger never showed it. Jinbei, how come Jinbei doesn't have conkers? And I want to point out, this is my first conversation, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up with Brago is because I think this is the moment when he realized how crazy I was, where like in my introduction, I was literally like, yeah, all the Straw Hats could have conkers, including Nami, right? Like, and then boom, we get Nami with conkers, right? And so this conversation is kind of fun. Idea that like the Straw Hats, people might be upset, but like the Straw Hats might all have conkers. Maybe they all don't.
Oh,
but
wow.
In some ways, I'm not saying they all will, but I can I can make a video that can be convincing for all of them. But that being said, I can't make a video about Jinbei making it because it's like he's however many years old. Like it'd be so weird if he randomly got it now, and like maybe Oda gives an explanation. But like it's also upsetting to me that there's no fishmen with conkers. You know what I mean? That's upsetting.
Because they're fishmen.
Like to fish and mink. Like I don't know. Like is Oda like and then yeah, we got I wanted to bring it up because he laughed and like all that is all good things, right? But it makes me chuckle every time. Yo, it's pretty funny, right? Par and Randy should collaborate with Feet. Oh my goodness. The Straw Hat ship has conkers as well. Is a spirit attached to it? That ship that spirit could have it, thus the ship. Exactly. That goes back to my Devil Fruit Boats Float video, bro. People were in denial and I was like, we're gonna get it. And then what do we see when Luffy says his dream? We see the Sunny reacting, right? Like that's some Conquerors hockey stuff. Mihawk is a sword. The Sunny's gonna eat some devil fruit, or like, and people didn't want to think that, but until like we got to the Vegapunk, until it was in their face, they were like, oh, maybe the Sunny will get an upgrade like that. And I'm like, yeah. Now you're on there. Nami will be the end of series villain. She will wait for their peak bounties to come out, then turn on all of them. That'd be wild, bro. That'd be wild. So to answer your question, Ziv, thank you again for the 15 squiggles. So glad I caught the stream. Do you think Straws will learn hockey? Yes. And that also goes back to the elemental hockey thing. I think that like The elemental hockey thing makes things more accessible to more people, and the reason why is like Koala was able to learn it. Robin, as we know now, was able to learn Fishman karate, and I attribute that to some form of hockey manipulation, something like that. Zoro the child of Buggy D Clown, Zoro D Clown. XD Phantom is a different version of you, Phantom, for sure. That is definitely interesting. Imagine if Thousand Sunny had a fly or flow fruit to the moon. Let's go. Yo, my thing is like I thought Marco was gonna die and the Sunny was gonna get the Phoenix fruit, because then the Sunny would never die. The Sunny will get a mythical mole fruit to become the new Pluton. Dax, is that the new video I heard about? A lot of people are shouting out that video. I guess I gotta check it out. I mean, I'm a little busy, but I'll make time for it eventually, like soon. Do I see a Grand Line collab incoming? Yeah, so he posted on Dude in the Room. If you guys want to know a little bit more, come onto the Discord. I put a message out. It's all clean. Like we talked. I'm addressing this as lightly as I can, because truthfully we're already past it, and that's kind of the sentiment I wanted to share with him. It's like, yo, Vander Eggen's a mushroom, right? Like happen. Let's look towards the future. Let's make the future nice, right? Let's come together something. And so the conclusion was a collab, and so I think that's something that'll make a lot of people happy. His viewers, my viewers, the community at large, Brago, whatever, everyone interacting. So let me see. Z Lit with the $2 super chat. Has anyone talked about Frankie's Wanted poster? Are you talking about how it shows General Frankie and not Frankie? Because yes, in our live, whatever chapter that was, I forget, what was it? Chapter 1058? 1058 probably. Yeah, I think I in my live reaction, we definitely talked about it. That's definitely, at that point, it's not a gag. It's going to reflect on something, right? 100%. I see Lycan. I have a theory that all of Luffy's attacks are based on an ancient weapon. Every ones that are unknown to the story. Even ones that are unknown to the story. Wow. Come on to the Discord, Lycan, and definitely share that in the Discord. A lot of people would probably love to hear that, for sure. I try my best to keep up with the Discord. I've been a little bit busy, as I discussed with Brago. It's hard to keep up. If you, Boss D Jinbei, I'm about to get to your super chats. I see it, but you put a question. If you could pick the plot for a One Piece movie, what would you choose? Honestly, I really like Dressrosa's like fight, the tournament. Like, I love tournament arcs because you learn about character. It's a way to bring so many different people and characters and introduce them and make them interesting, and then you clash and there's things behind the scene. I would love a movie tournament arc type of thing. If not like a series or an arc or fan fiction, honestly, because there's so many characters you could bring in and it's so cool. But like, that's a hard question for sure, because like I think One Piece would make like a flashy movie like that over like a story. I think a lot of people want a flashback, but I don't think those flashbacks are realistic. So if we're talking about being unrealistic of what's possible, God Valley flashback, Joy Boy flashback as a movie, 1000%. Let's see. I think Uranus is levitating weather station. The Arc Maxim is the second generation Uranus, and Zeus will be the third generation Uranus, possessing the flying weather station Uranus. Interesting. Levitating weather station as in Weatheria? Is that what you're talking about? Because yeah, that's in my reaction in 1060, I did bring that up, but the other two, that's very interesting you point that out. Let me get through some more of these. Let's see. Time Lord said, the reason One Piece works is that he uses the goofy characters to balance out the negative topics. Through the goofy characters and humor, Oda preaches the exact same message he's preached since day one, the one Bellemere told Nami. No matter what happens, never curse the age you were born in. No matter if no one praises you, don't forget to smile in any situation. As long as you're alive, there will be better days ahead, many of them. Everyone deserves to live and be happy. You know, Time Lord, shout outs to you bringing that quote to my attention. I honestly didn't remember her saying, like, I remember her saying something deep, but the words of that hits hard. And you guys know I preface a lot of my videos with quotes like that, whether it's in One Piece, whether it's mine, whether it's like a historical one. That one's definitely making into a video for sure. Time Lord, if you could copy and paste that into like the mods chat or the stream alerts or wherever, just tag me. Let me know, because also the chapter too. That'd be nice. Matt Cypher with the bit says, yo, Par, I think Dak might have figured out what the One Piece might be. You need to see his latest video, Afro Gang. Oh, yeah. So Dak told me about it. I'll definitely check it out. That's the next video. Yeah, we talked about it behind the scenes. We discussed it a little bit, but I mean, definitely, he sold me on wanting to watch the video for sure. So I'll definitely check that out. Shouts to Dak Sake. Let's see. Bosti Jimbei with the $2 super chat. Finally got there. Sorry about that. He says, who is the most interesting character? I think earlier in the conversation, me and Brago were talking about the ones he likes, the ones he relates to. I think some of the ones he relates to, I kind of like put that in his, like, on his radar more so than something he wanted to admit himself, the Big Brother stuff. So the most interesting character, I think he indirectly answered. I think he would say Doflamingo because of the role he plays, the complexity to the role Oda gave him, playing on all sides on every front, whether Marineford, whether it's his own arc, whether it's not his arc, every single time, flashback, whatever. Doflamingo is so interesting. For me, I think Doflamingo is interesting too. I'll ask Brago, but I think the conversation relates to that. Maybe that's my current bias right now because of the way he spoke about Doflamingo. I can't disagree with that. I think maybe we might meet a more interesting character in the future. Vegapunk is a high contender for that because of the moral compass we are learning of Vegapunk in the flashbacks that we got from Caesar, from Frankie's time skip. So many things, right? And so Vegapunk is a high contender for being the most interesting character in the future. Let's see. I'll think about that more. Interesting character. That's an interesting thing to. It's hard to like rate because I think it changes from time to time. Law's story, Sanji's story. There's so many interesting characters, but when you say the word interesting, the way I look at it is multifaceted and like complex. And I don't think there's a more complex character than Doflamingo within the story. Crocodile is a contender for that, honestly. There's similar backstory, and there's seemingly more to come behind it. Let's see. Almost done with the super chats. Oh, no, we're not. Hold on. Let me see. Danny with the support. I wish I read this out before Brago left. $2 super chat. Appreciate you. You said, hope everyone here wins at life and shit. I, agree 100%. It doesn't matter what it is. Know that I will be backing you up. If you love what you're trying to do, everyone will be able to feel it. And there's places in my Discord where it's like, if you're doing something, music, One Piece, other stuff, random stuff, share it. Like 100% share. Animation, share it. Like, why not share it? Like, I try my best to keep on top of everything I can, but like, truthfully, I can't. But that doesn't mean like shouldn't create a place where you can't share, right? So follow your dreams. Yeah, that's the story we're following, right? That's the sentiment in my latest video. New era, Luffy's dream. Luffy just wants everyone to follow their dreams. Matt Cypher says, can you react to Dak's latest video? I can't, unfortunately. Dak knows, he understands. Much love though for shouting it out. I'm not gonna do it here. I'm very tired. I got a lot of things on my plate at the moment, and I would want to respect Dak's video to do that. Plus, he already knows that there'll come a time when I do a reaction. So he already knows. I've shouted out all of his videos, so there's no reason why I wouldn't do that, especially if it's something that I like a lot. Bosti Jimbei has super chatted. I don't know why I read that verbatim. $2. He said Zoro was the egg on Roger's ship theory coming soon. Honestly, is that a theory I can make? I'm trying to think. It could be a short. I can make one because I have two videos in the same realm. Bry the Freak with bits. He said, which of the weak trio do you think could have the strongest Conquerors hockey by the end of the series? Usopp. 100% Usopp. I made a whole video about him having conquerors. Regardless of Onigashima, there's not anything like detracting per se. He just didn't do shit, which is detracting in itself. But I still think his storyline has what's it called? A lot of sentiment in it. ParVision, a 38-minute video. Oh, it's a 30. Wow, shout out to you for pulling out a 38-minute video. Wow, is that the longest one you've had so far? Because that's good to see. I love to see the long form, putting your weight into that. All right, so we got done with the super chats. Everybody knows who's on my streams. I have this thing where I just kind of like get taken away with the chats. Today is a special stream, obviously, where I love talking with you guys. If you guys came, I'm not talking with you guys, but like connecting with you guys, connecting with you all. That's the point I made with the stream. I could end the stream 2 hours ago when Brago left and then worked on the videos and done all that stuff. But the thing that motivates me to make those videos in the first place is this, talking to you guys, right? So I'm going to be here. I'm definitely going to be here. I got to get a better thing to put up on the screen. Oh, I got it right here. This one? No, this one. Let's put this one up. Yep. That's a good one to leave up while we talk. But yeah, so if you came in late and you want to see what Brago said or you want to see our discussion, I think it's one of the most meaningful ones as a viewer, as a future content creator, anything like that. Brago he could have a master class on it. He could have no, Phantom Grayfire. I'm not going to put a, see, this isn't me, Phantom. This isn't me. This is you. But yeah, Brago could have a master class on all of this, and he, gives a lot. So that's going to be uploaded to my second channel, the ParVision VODs. For sure. That being said, I'll be with the chat for as long as you guys keep me here. And typically I'll end in like 20 minutes because that's like on the hour. But we'll see what happens. I am tired. I need to eat. I had a light lunch and I got a lot of things to work on this week because Comic-Con is this week. Then I have League of Legends Worlds. I'm going to be there this week. Then there's a birthday, then there's other stuff, then I gotta meet up with like a bunch of creators, and then I'm gonna be on that One Piece talk. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on that One Piece talk next Monday, so the Monday after, so the 10th, I'll be on that One Piece talk. It's gonna be me, Hidden, Mosh, Larry, Sebastian, that One Piece talk in general. So I'm currently emptying a room. The stream is empowering me. Yo, this is that's what I'm here, just give some company, right? Never know when you need it. Who wins, Garp and Sengoku versus Kaido? The Marineford debate. My thing is, I say Marineford, Garp, and Sengoku win extreme diff. Now, when I debated it against the world, I settled for it being a stamina diff on Kaido's side and Kaido winning based off stamina. I'm fine with that. That's fair. But the disrespect, saying no diff or mid diff or low diff, Kaido wins, that's disrespectful. And so we're gonna see some stuff out of Garp. I'm confident, but I will agree Kaido could win based off of stamina. But I say what's it called? I say extreme diff. Shout out Yash for the stream. Patek lol. That's code for hold him hostage. Yeah, I need to eat. Raph's Revenge League. Are you relapsing part? See, the thing is, League is my comfort space. As toxic as that sounds, I'm a positive person. League never was toxic for me because I just played my character and I just destroyed people, and so it wasn't bad for me. But it's a time dump. But the thing is, all of the games are. Valorant is a 40-minute game, like TFT 40 minutes, so is League. So it's like I might as well play League, right? Man's only reading Twitch. No, I'm shifting back and forth. I'm trying my best. Let's be honest, Buggy, the real main character of One Piece, why you think he got plot armor, Buggy got Oda's. Yeah, the thing is, I think Oda said this, Buggy is reflective of Oda's real life best friend, whether it's growing up or now. And that's hilarious considering he thinks he's Shanks too. So it's like, Buggy's going to be important. that buggy thought. One of the videos I have 2 scripts about buggy essentially that I've been holding off. Those might be the next ones that come out. Get some sleep, buddy. Appreciate it. I definitely will. Zoro could be the love child of Rayleigh and Toki after Odin left the ship. Remember when they reunited, Toki assumed Odin was dead. Zoro could be the love child of Rayleigh and Toki after Odin left the ship. Remember when they reunited, Toki assumed Odin was dead. Wait, but when Odin left the ship, Toki was already gone. Toki was on Wano first, right? So, also the air. Is Zoro old enough? I mean, it's interesting. Infidelity is one of those interesting things to theorize about, but I don't know if Oda's gonna go that route. That goes back to a theory though of saying that the plot twist that Momo wasn't Odin's kid, it was Kaido's kid. Not Kaido's kid, Whitebeard's kid. No, it wasn't Whitebeard's kid, was it? It was something crazy. Oh, Hiyori? Maybe it was Hiyori. It was that one of the kids weren't Odin's kids, and it was like, oh god, Toki. But it wasn't like a full theory, it was like something that spawned out of a TikTok of mine. But give us a hint on some new theory videos. See, I've already talked about a lot of mine. I just got to get them out first, and then I'll have a new horizon about leaks. I think I'll tell you, hints will be, I'm going to be talking about fishmen. I'm going to be talking about Onis. And I'm going to be talking about crewmates. That's a good one. Kaido wins with one hand behind his back. I don't know. You gotta see the discussions that we had where I debated it. So that's how it is. Kaido is Dragon's brother. I'm just saying stuff now. I like how you clarified that for me, Monomon. Jeez, that is some cursed stuff. Wait, what is some cursed stuff? Oh, you're talking about the Zoro stuff? Scars aren't hereditary. Zoro's raised in a pot with water. Yeah, because he's a plant. We know that. Buggy's a reflection of Usopp for sure, and it makes sense because Usopp is like a true human, I guess, is what Oda was saying. I'll stick with single player RPGs. Yeah. Rayleigh versus Garp. Who do you think wins? Not Par, because Par would pick Ray. No, I pick Garp. Garp would win it versus Rayleigh. That's what I think. Let's see. Do you prefer Wano anime versus Wano manga? I think both cater to a different thing. I think Wano anime at the start wasn't as good as the manga because at the start of Wano it was more story, right? And there were some things that they did do good. I think all the Tama scenes, a lot of emotional scenes felt better in the anime. But I would say like start of Wano, manga is probably better. I wasn't week to week on manga at the time. But then when I caught up, that's when the raid was. And so what I would say was towards the end, Wano anime is definitely better than the manga. We're doing watch party, and we're comparing the manga every week. And you can see how they're doing a genuine focus on bringing light to the things that were missed in the manga. Emotions, stories, some flashbacks. They're doing some things bad that is a thematic, but they're progressively getting better. I would go out on a limb and say by the time Gear 5 comes out, we're going to be great. It's going to be a great time. So the One Piece manga focuses on like the things that I do for my theories, right? Versus like the One Piece anime would be like again, I always go back to this. Ain't no way anybody can power scale Zoro off of the King fight in the manga. There's no understandable progression of that fight based off the manga panels. You can make a claim, but that is so hard because it made no sense. You understand the progression, yes, but like what actually happened, it's a little wonky. Like, how does King's sword transform? Is it a button? Is it a transformation? Like, how does that happen? The anime is going to be very crazy. Carter-san, love you, Par. Appreciate that. Thank you for the love, bro. But yeah, I think each do something different, and that's why I consume both. Every single week I have a watch party as much as I can, and I do live reactions, right? I'm never going to drop the anime. Never will, never have. That's my day one. Manga wasn't my day one. So let's see. Dig out my old buggy meme theory for the Discord. Do it. Best plot twist if that happened and it was Whitebeard and Toki's kid. That's what I thought, Billy Bob. No, that's not what I really thought, but like I was like, I mean, there are pirates, and Toki was you know, the only female really there. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising. They are pirates. Let's see some long messages from Phantom. Buggy is a D, the son of Joy, but he's a legendary devil fruit. Shanks accidentally let him eat one like he did Luffy. So far, this is not a meme. He got sick before Laughter because it was legendary devil fruit, not a meme. Shanks was crying because Roger told him that Buggy would eventually die because of it. That is okay. Wait, Phantom, this is not a meme theory. What? After Shanks will sacrifice himself to Buggy, not a meme, not directly Luffy. Buggy will be at Laugh Tale with Luffy to bear witness to the discovery of the One Piece treasure. Buggy will become known as Pirate God in death. You're getting into meme territory, but it's a meme within One Piece, so it's probably true. Be immortalized as a legendary figure similar to Joy Boy. Buggy isn't the one who could have been Luffy. He will become the protagonist of the story. Okay, I see where you're getting to the meme part. As he will use his fruit's awakening to join together the separate islands to unite the world into one piece. Hey, I had a theory that makes sense, so I agree. First time chat, Derpy Gurpy. Will we see the return of Damalo Black? I think the One Piece universe will be fooled to think he defeated Emu instead of Luffy at the end of One Piece. Nah, I don't want Damalo Black. I hope he stays down. If he doesn't, I'll come in. I'll give him the real stuff. No cursed content, please. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, the infidelity stuff. Got you. Forced it fully. I think I was trying to wrap up 5 years. Saw the anime. Yeah. Let's see. There's that one Photoshop photo of adult Momo with a Whitebeard chin. Yeah. It was a little bit before that when things started. How old is Toki? Do we really know? If we don't know, that'd be a cool video. See, I think my third voice of all things, we kind of discussed that lightly, but not really. I have the Amatsuki video. I might have mentioned her age in there. I think she was like 33 by the time she died. She's 26 when she met Odin, I believe, something like that. 26 or 28, something like that. I think we got that from a Vivre card. What's my Discord? Okay, 3-Day, thank you for sending that. Let's see. Crazy how Sanji had a software update mid-fight. Yeah. Garp was Roger's rival. He'd beat Rayleigh. I don't think like there's a lot of people who slander Garp, but it's like, why? Why are we doing that? Let's see. Check my Discord under memes. Okay. I try not to, like, whenever I stream, by the way, like, usually, unless it's like a watch party or like a relaxed stream, I typically don't, everything that I go into showing you guys is pre-prepared. In terms of like, I know this is what I want to talk about. So I apologize if there's things that you want me to see on the stream. That's just not how I structure my streams in general. There are other streams where I do that. Yeah, I've seen this one, the Whitebeard Momo one. I think that was around the time, the adult Momo we wanted. Yeah, it was before we got the adult Momo reveal. I'm remembering now. I have to go back to my TikToks around that time. Or my streams, honestly. But thank you for the super chat, Boss D Jinbei. Appreciate you being here. And again, I appreciate all you guys who were here, who are here, who are staying here, staying until the very end of the stream. I see a lot of names staying throughout the whole thing. So definitely a lot of love to all you guys. Let's see. Forced it. Well, let me see the beginning. Too much space. So I think Matt Cypher, to address what you're saying, I think Oda also rushed it because apparently apparently we were supposed to be in the last saga when Film Red came out, but we're not there yet. So in order for Film Red's release to make sense, he needed to get past it. So that might also play a role here. Again, not confirming. That's just me hearing things through the grapevine. But yeah, let's see. I'm mostly lurking today, but was an awesome stream. Shout outs to you, Mr. Rubix. Thanks for being here. Lurkers are welcomed here, no matter what Dill does. But yeah. Honestly, the guys who listening, the guys who participate, doesn't matter. Clearly, you guys all mean well. Did I watch a cyberpunk anime? No, I didn't. I've been engrossed in a bunch of things that detracted from me in truthfully enjoying this weekend more than I wanted to. But we're gonna be getting there. I mean, tonight's priorities, House of Dragon comes out, so me and my wife are gonna check that out. So yeah, nothing wrong with lurking on the stream. You know what, I like it when, because a lot of you guys, some of you guys might be newer here. I do read. I remember you guys' names. I try my best to. And the reason why I do is because Brago said it on stream, where it's like, this is the time to be like, there was a time when I could respond to every single comment on my YouTube channel. And people are like, wow, you're responding to every TikTok, every YouTube. And I was like, yeah, because there'll come a time when I can't. And like, and I'm going to cherish that, right? I'm going to cherish that as much as I can while I can. Yeah. And then like, now I can't do it more so because of spoiler stuff, but also it's become a game of time, right? A game of time. So I do try my best to remember all the names. Like you saw Brago. Brago remembered names. Like he remembered the nicknames he gave people. That's some love. That's the same thing here. So I like it when people lurk and then like randomly hit me with like, yo, I saw the stream with Brago. This thing that you mentioned. I'm like, yo, you were there. That's crazy. So Film Red is coming to Karachi on the 7th. Finally get to watch it. When are you watching it, Part? Hopefully this Thursday. Wait, so you're getting it this week? Like October 7th? That's before America? What the heck? No, like, yeah, I mean, America isn't the greatest, but like, that's some slander, bro. That's some slander. Definitely not the love we need to see, you know? Let's see. Okay. All right. See what's up here. So we're closing in, 4 minutes left in the stream, and then I'll end it. I'll close it out. You know, it might sound like I'm being like too cheesy, you guys leave, blah blah blah, but this is another thing that I said recently, was like, yo, life is too short not to say these things, and truthfully I don't have enough time. There's not a lot of opportunities where I can be like sentimental with you guys, right? Like, because I post videos, it's not a place to be like, oh, by the way, guys, like, I love you guys. You know, I try to do that, but it's like the videos, the streams, we do that, all that stuff. But occasionally, especially a day like today, the anniversary, bringing Brago on, can't thank you guys enough. Thank you guys for holding me hostage here in the chat, keeping me occupied till 7 p.m. because I like ending my streams on the hour, or every 30 minutes. Dude, I live in New York and want to go to Comic-Con and see Film Red, but I'm pretty sure it's invite only. It might, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to Comic-Con regardless. If you guys want to meet up with creators, there are going to be some. I don't know if all of them announced it themselves yet, so I'm not going to put them out there. The ones I do know who announced it, Jay, I think, did. Randy did. Rogers Base did. So if you guys want to see them, they'll be there. So I'll be there. And like that One Piece talk, the Hidden Island, we'll be there. The stream doesn't dismiss you, I dismiss you. This is my stream time, Lord. This is my time. I'm the Lord of this time. My friend from Belgium, I think, watched on theaters. Yeah, they got it way early. Because I think Belgium is connected to the French realm, so France got it like second because they're the largest community. Napar, Eric, what's up? Napar, thank you, man, for being so inclusive. You deserve this, man. Can't wait to keep being here as you grow. Par is the best. Thank you, Monomon. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, mods, for linking all the things that I needed to put out there. Like, you know, Brago's old videos. I think that was my favorite reaction, favorite part of the stream. And I don't know how many times I'll be able to do that. But to embarrass him with this old content like that, you know, that's a fun one. That's a fun one. Do you have any thoughts on Zoro's cloud flame looking hockey he displayed against King? It was unlike anything anyone else. So that was what I wanted to bring up with Brago. That's what I wanted to bring up with Brago. I might make a video on it, so that's why I'm not talking about it. But I do think that has relation to like sentient swords and willpower, that kind of thing. We get very little screenings. If any, Mugen Train had literally just one screening. Yeah, it's probably, you know, is what it is. Boa, ultimate waifu, ready to catch a body for Luffy, yeah. But yeah, so we are closing on the last minute. Let's see what Streamlabs says in terms of time, or this thing. Let's see, 38. All right, so I'll take it up to 339, so 30 more seconds. Twitch, I'm gonna raid that One Piece talk. So we're gonna load. Okay, I can't raid people. Apparently, I just can't raid anymore. Whatever. Annoying. Someone just raided me today. How come I can't raid? That's so obnoxious. All right, whatever. That One Piece talk is streaming. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of All Things and listening to the Voice of All Things with your host ParVision and our buster called Guest Brago, who is an amazing person through and through from day one to present. You guys can tell. You guys too, the community wouldn't be the way it is without the love you guys are sharing and having, and the fact that you're receptive to this message speaks volumes of, like, you know, I think the community reflects the creators and the creators reflect the community, and you know, there's nothing but love from my perspective at the moment, and that's what I want to reflect. So thank you guys for sharing that message with me, for me. That's always a thing. Be positive. Whether it's in this community, whether it's in life, chase, you know, Brago is a pure example of, like, just start somewhere, start something, be passionate. You'll never know where you end up. You never know the people you meet, the people that you end up loving. Yeah, so that is, dang, I don't want to tear up talking to you guys about this, but thank you guys for being here. Looking forward to seeing you guys at Comic-Con or at Worlds or wherever next stream. Oh, slight announcement. Sorry, it's a little bit scuffed on the ending, but this week's live reaction is not going to look exactly the same. Maybe I'll be able to make it look the same, but I'll be away for this entire weekend, so I'll have to stream remotely, and I will stream. I told everyone I will stream, so I will do that. But I might not do it on the drop. If TCB drops it midday, I can't because I'll be at Comic-Con. But it might be cool. Maybe I do a live reaction with all the homies, like on stream, and we all read it together. Ooh, that's a fun idea, actually. Hold on. Okay. That's a cool idea. We'll see what happens. So, if you guys want to know the latest updates with me, with my channel, things, if YouTube doesn't notify you, Twitch doesn't notify you, join the Discord. Please join the Discord. That's where we'll I do all my, you know, that's where I try to connect it as much as possible in a timely manner. Hopefully you guys respect that I do get burned out and I do need to, like, allot time, so I can't be there as much as I was in the past. But know that it's all love. I mean the best, and I know you guys mean the best. So thank you guys for being here.